Hello, y'all. How's it going? It is, today, Tuesday, which means it's time for me to play through a video game. In this case, Star Fox Adventures Dinosaur Planet. One might wonder, if one was paying very close attention, why this wasn't the case last week. Last week didn't have a Star Fox Adventure stream. Reason was pretty much what I said in the starting soon screen thing that you could have read. I was sick last week. What could you do? It was not good Monday and Tuesday and Saturday and Sunday as well. I was just not in a state where I could stream. By the weekend, you know, I'll say I still have a bit of a cough. Still not feeling 100%, but like I'm mostly better now, and I you know, am up for a stream now, accordingly. I'll say my hope was, I honestly kind of viewed the delay as a blessing in a way, insofar as between the last stream and this stream, I ordered a retro tank, which is an upscaler that upscales better. And unfortunately though, I didn't pay for the faster shipping, which means that it did not arrive by today. If you look on the website where it tracks the thing, it says like estimated date Tuesday, but then you look and it says like it's en route. Where? We don't know. All I can say is that USPS hasn't gotten it yet. And that doesn't seem like a good sign, you know, considering they're the ones that are going to ultimately deliver it. You know, maybe it arrives tomorrow, maybe it arrives Friday. I don't fucking know. I don't think they do either. I guess pay a little extra to get it, like, faster than 10-day shipping, which might be more like 15-day shipping when all is said and done. I don't fucking know. You know, it's fine. The GameCube, my GameCube has looked about this good, upscaled for the last several years, so like, you know, another day of, this exact quality isn't gonna be a problem. Just to say, like, hey, next week, when we do this again, expect us to have a nice, brand new retro tank, and expect this to look excellent. I am very annoyed that they told me it would be here today and it's not here today. I am very annoyed. Let me double check, make sure right now. Let me just refresh the thing. Let me refresh what UPS says. Maybe they got it and delivered it. It's on the way to UPS, departed partner shipping facility. Like 5 days ago, according to the thing. That sucks. That sucks ass. What the fuck? Why are you so slow? How could you be that slow, DHL? What the fuck? I know you said you'd be slow when I paid for you, but I didn't expect you'd be actually this goddamn slow. En route is where it is. Who fucking can say? Who fucking can say? I'm annoyed, but, hey. This is Star Fox Adventures Dinosaur Planet. Let's focus on the positive. Let's focus on where we are and do a little bit of recap. Why not? Last time, we met Crystal. Crystal met, General Scales. And then, she got sort of, like, fridged for the rest of the game. We won't see her again until the very end, because, this is Star Fox's game. This is Fox McCloud's game. Fox showed up and he was like, hey, what's up? Why can't I have my blaster? And, you know, General Pepper said that, oh, this is a mission of peace, Fox. So immediately what Fox does is he finds a weapon after 2 seconds after being told that he can't have a weapon because, you know, this is a peace mission. Which is convenient because the planet is full of enemies who want to, you know, do fights with him. We did a bunch of stuff. Long story short, We went up to this rock in space, and we got a spellstone by doing some, like, adventuring type stuff. It made sense in practice. Now that we have the spellstone, we're gonna return back to Dinosaur Planet, which we are technically not on right now. We're on an asteroid, a moon of Dinosaur Planet that used to be part of Dinosaur Planet. We're in a rock floating around Dinosaur Planet. We're gonna return there. We're gonna put the spellstone back where it goes in one of the Force Point temples. Ocean or fire? I don't know. Well, it's red, so maybe that's a clue. We might go by Cape Claw. We might go by Moon Pass, if my memory, if I recall correct. And eventually we'll make our way to the next world, which is the next asteroid, which is CloudRunner Fortress, I believe. Skyrunner Fortress? I forget. I actually don't remember which it is or which one I put in the description. I might have the names mixed up. The pterodactyl people. Also, this is Tricky. Tricky is our buddy. That about sums it up. That about says what we need to do. Okay, let's get into it then, folks. Let's go, let's go. Alright. And I'll just, Alright, let's get going then. Here we go. First segment of the night. We're going to return back. We're gonna go back to Earth, and we're going to travel to a Force Point temple. That's like the first thing. Of course, we have to do like a Star Fox mission to get there. We've done this already like 3 times already in this last week. So like it's not gonna be anything we haven't seen before multiple times. So, you know, honestly, we can start talking about stuff. We can talk about stuff that's not Dinosaur Planet. If y'all so please. Why don't we just... Hey, here's a card that has something on it that I want to talk about. You hear about the Switch 2 pre-orders are Wednesday night. That's right. Tomorrow night, the pre-orders start. I am prepared. Get in there and tussle it up, you know, to really go for it. One correction from last week, last Friday, people in chat were telling me that GameStop, I was confused the two, was gonna open at 11 p.m. It's actually not opening at 11 p.m. the previous night, 1 hour before Eastern Time, 1 hour before everything else. It's actually opening at 11 a.m. That is to say 11 hours after everything else opens. Target and Best Buy. Best Buy has now been confirmed. So, yeah, I don't know. GameStop is just quite slow on the as far as these things go, I'll say. So I'm ready. I think we all are. Tomorrow night, I got an alarm set for right before pre-orders start. I'm gonna go try to get on Best Buy first, then maybe Target.
You've got to help us. Those horrible shark claws put out our lovely beacons, and it gets too dark at night. We be scared of the dark.
Okay, stop.
Okay, I guess we're not doing the
Don't forget about the spellstone, Fox. You have to return it to the Force Point temple.
Yeah, okay, but it sounds like we should do this side mission first, where we light a bunch of beacons for these, like, guys who can't do nothing by themselves. How do these guys live? Honestly. You just walk around and go like, I can't, we can't do anything. Ooh, I guess maybe there's supposed to be like stegosaurs around to rule them, considering that they're ruled by like, by Tricky's ma. Maybe that's how their society works, quote unquote. I don't know that I would describe that as a society that works, but, you know, to each their own, I suppose. I don't have any explosives on me. Let's do this. I don't know that we have any choice but to do this side thing. So we'll do this side thing. And then we'll proceed. Great. Beacon light endeavor. Cool. Anyway, I'm ready to go on pre-orders. I'm excited for tomorrow to lock that in. Definitely planning on getting one through Best Buy. And, you know, I do think I will also try in the morning with GameStop, just as a safety, you know, just in case. I don't know, something goes wrong. We'll see, you know. I'll try both times and then make my decision later. You know, I'll lock down as many pre-orders as I can, and then go from there. You know, like I said on Friday, like, yeah, you know, if I get extra, that's a, you know, a problem that can be sorted out. You know, it's a good problem to have. It's, you know, I think I could think of people who could use Switch 2s. And, you know, we'll see what happens as far as, like, that goes. I also, you know, I don't know, this might be a common take, a common just like, well, you know, I'll just try whatever, get as many. If I end up with multiple, that's fine. You know, I saw Jeff Grubb on his, like, news program saying, like, yeah, I'm gonna try to get as many, and if I get extra, give it to family. And it's like, yeah, that's exactly what I was saying on, Friday. Feel like that's maybe, possibly, a very common sentiment right now. A pretty obvious sort of, tact to take. Just, yeah, no, just... On some level, I feel like, yeah, we'll be lucky to get one, but also, what if it's just easy? What if I can get as many as I want? In which case, you know, yeah, sure, no, I absolutely like reach out to other people who weren't so lucky, and go like, hey, what's up? Got it on lock. You want one? What's up? No, that seems feasible. That seems like it could be a nice idea. A nice thought. I'm just so excited to have, like, the insecurity of this whole situation sorted out. We got a Baphomet there. I'm just happy to sort it out and, you know, get my pre-order locked in, at which point I will know that I will have one day and date, and I'll be able to plan around it, you know. I'll be able to plan around having, one on launch day, and I'll be able to plan around like, oh, I'm gonna do a stream. I'm gonna get all the launch games, and, you know, we'll do some other crap as well, I'm sure. I hope y'all... I wish anyone watching, now or later, I wish you luck. I wish you had luck if you're watching this, later on. I wish that, you know, that everyone who wants one can get one. And, do it early if you're gonna do it. Do it, like, hour, you know? From what I hear, they might go out of stock, like, real damn fast, within a couple hours, maybe, if we're lucky. And, you know, even then, it might be a matter of just everyone's trying to get in for that whole time. You know, the sites might be slammed. That's just, you know, comes with the territory, you know, comes with the... It always happens when people are putting out hardware, and there's a pre-order period. It's consistently fucking fucked. Where are those things? I don't see those things. I don't see those beacons. If I can't find the fucking beacons, we'll just go, I guess. The place. I'm not, that bent on doing beacons. It's not, like, super obvious. Maybe those guys will manage. You know, it's like, okay. So they have a rough night. Is that really my concern? I'm trying to save the planet here. I don't have time to go install night lights for dinosaurs if those night lights are not conveniently placed somewhere where I can find them. We should also maybe stop by the shop. I don't know if there's anything really to buy, but... Oh, there's a nightlight. Right up here. Here you go. I'm putting the fireweed in the thing and ordering up one flame. There you go. Tricky, you burned me. That's be more careful next time. What the fuck? Do we know where we're going for the thingamajig?
Slippy here. Got yourself stuck. Come back.
Yeah, you're saying do the fireweed thing. We're doing the fireweed. I'm on it. I already did one. I would've, you know, we heard last time, 2 weeks ago, this game was a bit of a rush job. Came in hot, and some stuff had to be cut. I'll say, I think they could have cut this specific bit. Run around the Thorntail Hollow and put up some fireweed and use the interact button. Why? Why have this as a thing? Let's go in the shop and get our money. We should spend our money while we have access to shop. It's not like there's other shops in the game. That said, there might be places where we have to bribe a dude. In which case, maybe we should save our cash, but what the hell? Only so much to buy. Man, we're gonna have to lift so many rocks to get that one. The 130 artifact. That's a lot of currency. We got basically everything. Got everything except for one late game quest item. And we have all the maps. Yeah. I think now all that we can buy is, like, one, that late game quest item. So, you know, jot that down. That'll be later. We can't do that right now. We can buy things like bomb spores that are free. We can buy we can buy health items. These are all free in boxes. And we can buy fuel cells. This might be the only thing that's, like, good at all to get, because know, we need a certain amount of these if we're to get back to space at the end of the stream, potentially. We'll see, though. Can I get down to 7? I'll get 3 of them, then. Just blow all my money. This can't be a bad idea.
Put that down. You don't have enough scarabs.
Well, what if I bargained you down to 7, like we did just now? Whatever. Let's get the fuck out of here. I'm tired. Bah. Oh no, it's nighttime. They must be very scared.
It's so dark at night, I get real scared.
Okay, buddy. Why don't you just enjoy the light from the fireweed tree? This seems to be actively burning, even though we haven't placed its weed in torches or anything. Seems to me like, this is a you problem. Not just a you problem, it's a fake problem, because there's definitely light that's coming from these things. These 2 torches would not light up the whole area.
Flame.
I don't know. Are we done? Are you happy? There's definitely things about this game, returning to it after so long, that are like, what the fuck are you thinking with this? You know, this is one of those things. What the fuck was anyone thinking? They were too busy to think, is perhaps the idea. Real excited for, here's one of the fireweed things. Once we light this on fire, this guy can sleep and relax. Oh wait, he's already sleeping.
The beacons mean so much to my tribe. Please take this. I believe it will help you on your quest.
Okay, dickhead. Yeah, it's a key. Ooh. It's the Moon Pass key. Alright, we're going to the Moon Pass now. Great, okay. Okay, yeah. Mandatory stinkweed bits. Cape Claw is that way. We're not going that way right now. We're going the other way. Moon Pass. The Volcano Fire Point Temple. Force Point Temple. Those are the 2 things for tonight for now. We'll see where the night takes us. I really don't remember 100% how this game is structured as far as, like, you know, how much stuff is between the major flying islands. You know, the first section was longer than I thought it was, right? With a lot of poor shit in between, like, you know, like, not just like, hey, you know, go get Tricky, come back, go up to the thing. It's like, no, go get Tricky, come back, do some stuff at the bottom of the well, go talk to a mammoth. There was a bunch of stuff before we got to the main event last time, and I'm curious this time how much of that there will be. We will find out. Yeah!
Wait for me.
Really excited for tomorrow, just to have it all be over and be able to relax and know, like, okay, game plan wise, launch night, go into Best Buy, picking one up. you know, picking one up in person at midnight. And maybe if I do that, maybe if I get that locked in, I don't know, you know, I'll come home, I'll get some stuff downloaded. But, like, it's gonna come with Mario Kart, like, pre-installed, right? I don't know. Maybe I'll want to, like, transfer my crap over. You know, do the transfer process, download a couple extra games. There's gonna be some setup. So, like, if I'm going to do a stream... If I were to do a stream that night... I don't know, right? Like, I don't know, like, if I do it, like, that night or the next day, like, after work next day. I'm gonna have to think about it. But definitely something to look forward to for everyone. And expect some sort of launch day, launch night stream. And, you know, once I know that I'm getting the damn thing, I'll be able to plan accordingly. Once I know how, I'll be able to plan even more accordingly. Again, Best Buy opens at midnight on the night, and like pre-orders open at 11 at midnight Eastern time as well. Eastern time in both cases. So like me in Texas, it's Central time. You know, it's actually 11 p.m. when I'll be able to get my pre-order, and that's rad. Pre-orders also open at 12 midnight Eastern time, so earlier time zones should be aware.
Somebody coming.
They're gonna do barrels at us. I remember this. Yep. It's another, they've done barrels a bunch of times in this game. I wonder if part of that is just like, yeah, you know, Diddy Kong Racing was, this started out as Diddy Kong Racing 2. Maybe they'd put this in thinking like, oh, it's very Donkey Kong, isn't it? And, you know, it is. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Bonanza has some crap like this. Why not, right? Half-Life 2 also has, like, one or two bits like this. You know. Yay, we use key, and that opens gate.
Wait for me!
Did I mention we're in Moon Pass? We're going through Moon Pass. Moon Pass is the current segment. Now, we're out of Thorntail Hollow bullcrap. We're now on to just Spooky Canyon. This is a spooky alien canyon full of weird business. Yay. This looks like a place where you'd plant a bomb spore, but you actually can't. How about that? Do I need to go up there and talk to the guys who live here? Who are, you know, sending barrels my way 2 minutes ago, and then forgot about me as I came through their gate? Hey guys. Well, that guy's bigger than any of the other guys I've fought so far. I forgot that enemies could be bigger. Doesn't make any difference whatsoever while fighting them. That was exceedingly normal. Maybe he was able to block more projectile attacks. I don't know. Pretty normal as these fights go. Bigger they are, the less, the more same they are. No impact on fightability. Ah. I am hot. Give me some cold air conditioning. More cold than that, please. Thank you. Ugh. In other news, other than the Switch 2, about the Oblivion remake. That shadow dropped today after being heavily rumored for the last, like, month or so. And sure enough, it exists. And it looks good. Looks good. Looks like they did a good job. They remade it. It has, like, Shivering Isles and all that. And I think that's cool. I think Elder Scrolls for Oblivion, very important game to me. Definitely like one of the first 360 games that, I got with my 360 back in the day. And like, I think for a lot of people it was just how Elder Scrolls got to where it is today, like, Morrowind existed, I remember when I was a kid, I didn't have an Xbox, but I had a friend with an Xbox, and, he was very much like, hey, I got this game Morrowind, I like it a lot, and I, maybe played a little bit of it at his house, and was like, I don't know, it seems cool, whatever. But, eventually, when I got a 360, it was like, oh shit, here's my own copy, here's my own, now I get to run around the world and like, do the exploring and all that, and it's really fun and cool. Big world to explore, lots of quests, shops, dungeons to loot, to like go through and explore and loot up and crap. It's a fun time. Shivering Isles was excellent. Probably one of the best pieces of DLC there ever has been. I think we're in the Firepoint Temple now, by the way. Or maybe we're about to kind of a smooth transition between not the temple and the temple. Maybe that's like the entryway to the temple. I guess this game has smooth transitions, like, constantly, right? Hard to know, like, when to say, like, hey, here we are. Here we are in Firepoint Temple. We already went through some fiery rooms, but I feel like, the map just came up, and the map says we just entered. So, how about that? Perfectly fine time for a timestamp. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Let's do some dungeon-y stuff. That's basically gonna be the thrust of this. Why can't I do that? It's gonna be sort of a dungeon. Though I don't remember if they have items here. Like if this has a dungeon item, if it's that sort of situation. These fires are rotating. Let's see what we do. Anyway, I'll say, I don't know if I'm gonna go play that new, Elder Scrolls remake. I'm not really, like, 100% sold in going back to Oblivion after all these years, and in a lot of ways, I'm kind of happy just having it be something I remember fondly, but maybe. I've also heard that, like, tomorrow there's another game that people are maybe quite, chuffed by. Expedition 33, apparently, is what it's called. And it comes out tomorrow, and, it's apparently kind of on the same wavelength as Oblivion, so people are kind of weirded out, like, hey, what the fuck? You put this out, like, one day before that other game, which is also on Game Pass. Kind of weird, Microsoft. I don't know. Either way, whatever. You know, you gotta put out a game sometime. Might as well be while it's done. You know. I don't really see an issue with it myself. Maybe, you know, maybe we'll do like another Game Pass stream this weekend or something. Maybe I'll try out Elder Scrolls, the remake, and then also try out Expedition 33. And I could try out some other things as well if I so please, you know, that'd be fun. We should do more streams of that nature considering how many games there are to try on Game Pass that I have access to. You know, it's just kind of a waste if I'm not taking advantage of that. You know, I'll say it's been a good year for Game Pass insofar as like most of the games, all of the games basically other than like Donkey Kong Country Returns that I've wanted to buy have been on Game Pass, other than like old games. You know, games from last year maybe. Like I got Me Side. That wasn't on Game Pass, but that was also not a this year game. Been a pretty good years for Game Pass, I'll say. I'll also say right now, you know, I was thinking the other day like I would like to play the Assassin's Creed game. That sounds good. And then I thought for 2 seconds and went, wait a minute, it's gonna be on Switch too. Probably, maybe. It hasn't been announced yet, but probably gonna be on Switch too, right? In which case, fuck playing it on Xbox. I'm gonna wait, like, you know, most of the year or whatever it takes. I'm gonna play it on Switch too. And honestly, that's kind of how I feel about a lot of games right now. Ones that I could be buying, like, man, if there's any chance whatsoever it's just gonna be on Switch too and perform perfectly well, I'm not gonna buy it now. I'm just gonna wait. Unless it's literally free on Game Pass. Unless you literally give me the game, I'm gonna hold out. And, you know, I'll say, well, it's been a good year for Game Pass. It's been a kind of a slow year other than that, so, you know, whatever. Oh, maybe we do get an ability here. What do we get here? What is left? There's Disguise. I'm pretty sure we get that in CloudRunner Fortress. There's also maybe like ice freezy thingy. Maybe this will be like ice effect. There's like a ground pound. I'm pretty sure that's like there's like a ground pound and a key open. Pretty sure those are both like associated with the Stegosaurus area, the triple horn. What the fuck are those guys called? Earthwalker. The Earthwalker compound. The third flying island. We got ice breath. That's nice. Weird how these places are set up to upgrade a staff that isn't from the planets. Crystal is not from here. I guess she had some stuff about like, oh, her parents, you know, she came down to this planet to investigate her parents. Maybe her parents brought the staff with them from their home planets. Which maybe was this one? I don't know. I'm gonna put out the fires. I don't know why, if that's something that we need to do, but I'm gonna do it nonetheless. Ugh. So anyway, I think that's cool. I think that Elder Scrolls Oblivion is a very important game, and one that certainly has a soft spot in my heart. On some level, maybe even a softer spot. Is that how you would say that? A softer spot? Maybe even a softer spot than Skyrim, really. Which, when you get right down to it, was like, you know, tail end of college, you know, like 2012. Like, yeah, I was, you know, early 20s. Not exactly something you get like misty-eyed over, nostalgia-wise. Whereas, like, you know, like Oblivion, which I played when I was 16. Like, absolutely, I was, I have some pretty fond memories of that time. Also, just like that being the period where I went from being exclusively a Nintendo person to like broadening horizons, you know, playing games on Xbox for the first time, you know, when I got the 360. And the first games that I loved there, you know, or the first games that I got other than, well, you know, I got Oblivion at launch, so it wasn't like it was not at the same time as Cameo and stuff. But like Cameo has sort of a weird place insofar as, like, you know, I got a 360 because I was a huge Rare fan, because I forget how it happened, but
I've been studying the ancient records of this planet, and you might
Nice.
be interested to hear this.
probably not.
This temple has been built on a force point. A point
Okay.
where pure magical energy is forced up from within the core of the planet. This energy is so powerful that it continually attempts to break the planet apart.
That's not good.
This, the ancient Krazoa placed 2 spellstones inside the temple to absorb the energy. When General Scales removed the stones, the planet began to fall apart.
He shouldn't have done that.
Returning the spellstones back to the temple, you will bring the planet together once more. Peppy out.
I think he shouldn't have done that. This seems like it was a bad idea to do. I thought for a second that we were at the end, but no, this is just another like gemstone door situation. A lot of doors here are activated by putting my gem in it, which you know, gives the impression of like, hey, this is it. This is where you leave the gem. It's like, no, no, no. There's a place at the end where there'll be 2. That ain't it. Close. I'm pretty sure also you come back here when you get the other gem, and it's like, you know, not different. It's not that different. Second time. Oh boy. Well, I'm putting out torches, and this will help open a door that will let me put back the stone. I guess this is another case where, you know, General Scales also had to do this, right? General Scales also went to each torch and, like, put it out. And in turn, I don't know how he did that. Does he have, like, another staff? Or does he just have, like, I don't know, a fire extinguisher? Guys are just armed with, like, axes and stuff. But they do have airships and crap, so it's not unusual. Okay, ice is pretty good. Ice is pretty good. I don't want to be in the fire. Heard that Fox can stand on the fire for any amount of time. He's not like a Goron. He's not made of rock. Link can also do that, to be fair. It's silly when Link does it also. Oh Oh no, I can't make it across. I can't do platforming, Fox. You're going to have to solve this for me using your blaster. There you go, buddy. There you go. It stopped. Come on across. Now use your fire.
Flame.
Oh boy. Sure is a little dry, huh? I mean, it's hot. And then, you know, as far as, yeah, you know, this is Volcano and all. But, you know, I don't know. Definitely more, what's the word, bland than I remembered. Like, you know, I remember this being like, it's an alright, it's a little Zelda-like. It's like, oh wait, no, a lot of the stuff that you're doing kind of low-key has like less like bite than, say, you know, even the worst 3D Zelda, right? Like a Skyward Sword. Even like a, you know, Darksiders 1 has this beat in so many ways. Maybe we should have played that. I don't know. Eventually, I'd love to play I'd love to play Darksiders on stream and Darksiders 2 on stream, but you know, they're not rare games. Part of this, I'll say again, part of this whole gimmick right here is that I'm playing rare games. Alright, that's a weird thing about this, is that you go to like a shared temple point where you put in each of the stones into the same pillar. All 4 of them, even the ones that go to the ocean temple. Oh, you know what I'm realizing? I betcha the original idea was not to have you go back to the fucking same temple twice. Oh, go to the fire point temple, Fox. Go to the water point. Go there again. Go there a second time for both of them. I betcha the original idea was to have 4 of the temples and have it be like you went to you know, a different one each time. And well, I bet that plan fell through, as many things did, as this game had a bit of a stormy development. Whatever, we turned in the thing! That's cool. Now let's walk home. This way to the Volcano force points. Yeah, no, we're done here. Now it's time to leave. Leave through the loading zone. Always with the loading zone. Always with a room that's just like, you know, weirdly linear, weirdly nothing, and weirdly just there to be like, hey, I'm buying time so that the load room can load. I mean, whatever, man. You said last time, like, yeah, you know, this was the peak of technology then. Having it so like, oh, you just do some annoying stuff in this small room so that the game has time to load up the next room while you're fiddling around in there. Like, the point is to hide the load screen. And like, as ineffective as it was, you gotta admit, there was no alternative at the time that was actually better than just having a fiddle fart room where, you know, you just waste some time while a thing loads. And I'll say, this is way more elegant than Tony Hawk's American Skateland. The other comparable
Can you hear
game that's
that?
on GameCube and other platforms, comparable platforms, that does open world based on hallways.
A Krazoa.
Do you wish to accept our test?
What is it talking about? What test?
Maybe. Why are you speaking the other language? We have a translation already.
But she is now in great danger, and for her to survive, you must continue what she started and collect the remaining Krazoa spirits.
Okay.
For only the pure of heart can enter our shrine.
So you do it tricky.
Can't just stop now to save this stranger? The planet is falling apart.
It sounds like she's in trouble.
She sounds like she's in big trouble, Fox.
Find the remaining 5 Krazoa shrines.
Knew he was gonna say that shit.
Complete the test within each, and bring the spirits to Krazoa Palace.
Okay.
The warp stone can get you there.
I remember
All
that.
spirits are returned. She will be saved. She is depending on you for her life. Defeat the creature to collect a moon seed.
I guess we'd better help her.
Defeat the creature to get a moon seed. This guy. So how do you defeat the creature then? Maybe you fire blast. Ice doesn't work. Tricky, can you do something?
Flame.
Light him on fire. I cannot defeat the creature to get a moon thingamajig. I might need a moon move that I can find in this cave. Moon. We're back in Moon Pass, by the way. Again, with the transitions being so sudden. I didn't do like a timestamp or nothing. Or like do a natural, you know. I like whenever there is the time for a timestamp to say something like, alright, and we're done with that segment now. And now we're doing this. And then that's, you know, on the VOD where the timestamp goes, and it's all nice and clean. And in this case, it's just been like, you know, we're just walking out of the load zone. We're exiting through the load zone, and, the loading hallway, and, it just comes so quick, we don't even have time to recognize, like, hey, we're to a whole new section of the game. You know, I say a section, it might not be that significant, you know. It seems like this section in particular might just be like, oh, get this move, pound on the guy once, using the new move. The ground quake, as it's called. We just got another move like 2 minutes ago. You think that we would, like, still have interesting things to use that for. Use the ground quake, hit him in the butt, and gets a moon seed. I will need something hot and bright to make it grow. I have an idea.
There's something near. Flame.
Flame. Ugh. I got more cards. We can talk about, something else. I feel like we're about to run into our first Krazoa spirit. Maybe maybe after a couple, like a minute here, I don't know. I don't want to talk if we're going to be in Krazoa Spirit Town. No, we're gonna have to kill, like, this guy. Here's a card. I finished Avowed. Speaking of Game Pass games of, like, a, you know, Skyrim / Elder Scrolls type nature, Avowed is kind of like a similar one of those, kind of a little bit. Maybe not as much as you'd think. And I finished it. Turns out there was not that much, just like one final area, which I did all the stories, the side stuff in last week, and then over the weekend, I both did the main quest thing that you had to do in that area, and then I went and did the final area over one play session that went way too long. I really should have broken it up and not just gone like, okay, let me try to finish the game right here and now. But, point is, I finished the game, and I'm done with it now, and I thought it was great. The ending was fine. The ending I wasn't, like, super big on. I don't know, it kind of just felt like, okay, well, everything's just wrapping up, and you get, like, a, you know, an ending based on your moral choices, who you side with, etc. And all that makes sense, but it's like, okay, well, it's just, you know, it is what it is. It's kind of predictable insofar as, like, it's kind of just like, yeah, everything works out. And everything is just, like, as you could have guessed. But I'll say that game has an amazing combat loop. Though, you know, I played it my way using my combination of, items. I played with a pistol and wand throughout. I really can't speak to, like, oh, how's the experience if you use a sword, let's say, rather than just, if you use a sword to get through rather than doing what I do and just, you know, like, bang, 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 you know, the pistol is, like, slow-paced. It can shoot every couple of seconds, whereas the wand you can just spam. So, you know, I do my big pistol shot and then I chip damage with the wand. It feels really good. And, like, a couple perks that I built into help with that as well. What the fuck was that? The hell? Why come that happened? Are you friend? No. I have to kick your ass. So how come that happened? Oh no. I'm not going to worry. So yeah, it's good. Really enjoyed my time with it. I do think the world and, like, you know, I sort of lost interest the farther I went in the game, as far as, like, the writing and stuff goes, and it just became more of just like, hey, you know, let's just sit back and enjoy side quests, you know, like, okay, I get 6 side quests and I go run to the objective marker. Not it. I run to the objective marker like 6 times while listening to podcasts or whatever, and I found that quite nice to do. I think that's a quite nice way to play that game, and that makes it a quite nice game to play. I'd recommend playing it like that. Okay, buddy. Got your food. Right. Ricky. Go. Food. Now, go and do a thing for me.
Fine.
Yay. Just another one of these. Really get it, but whatever. I can only hold so many Baphamads, right? Am I like wasting resources? Maybe. Yippee. Anyway, I thought it was good. I had a great time. Really happy with that as, you know, a free Game Pass game that I didn't have to, you know, buy myself with money. Had a good time. Curious if they'll add DLC down the line. It's quite likely that they will do. At which point, I don't know if I'd really be down for more, but maybe I could be down for more. I feel like I feel like there's a lot of stuff that I haven't really, you know. I'll say, as someone who used a pistol and a wand the whole game, I found like one unique for each of those throughout the entire game, and one unique blunderbuss as well. One unique aquabus rifle. And that was pretty much my loadout. And that was fun and all, but kind of feels like the best stuff was like in various swords, various shields, medium to heavy armor. I don't think I ever found any light armor that was unique, which is a shame because as a like gun mage, I was very much like, okay, well, I should use as a gun mage, I should use as little like I should use as little like armor as possible because it has like, you know, negative effects and all that. Doesn't seem right.
Slippy here? Got yourself stuck again?
Try plugging the holes. That's a weird thing to do. They're exploding rocks. Why would you use exploding rocks to plug a hole? Why not non-explosive? Okay. The boss video game. You want holes plugged? I'll plug holes. Not too good to plug holes. That's what they say. I'm always saying. Ugh. Yay. We need to plug a few more holes, it looks like. We haven't quite plugged enough holes yet. In other recent game that also happened to be on you know, Game Pass, I also have basically finished Blue Prince. Talked about Blue Prince a lot the last couple weeks. It is a roguelite game where you are crafting a mansion and basically picking rooms out to build your layout to the end. I have some images here. You know, you draft rooms that have various effects and various like doors. You know, some of them are dead ends, some of them go straight through, some of them turn, some of them have like multiple paths. And you're trying to get all the way to the antechamber at the end, or do one of many other goals that you figure out through like puzzle means. And it can be a very random game. Like, say, this one, for instance, back when I was just trying to finish it, regular style. You know, I got to the very end there, but since the last room before the antechamber didn't have a door on the right side, didn't have an option that had the door on the right side, ended up losing at the last second that far into a run. And I'll say basically where I'm at right now is I'm at the second tier of objectives, and I'm basically at my limit because, you know, as neat as some of the objectives are, like, you know, oh, discover this weird thing, do this odd business, figure out the mystery of this room. You know, a lot of it when it comes right down is just like, you know, if you go and read the spoilers, it's just like, okay, in this case, what you gotta do, just need to ice continuously. Yay. I thought killing that guy would give me a rock to do a thing with. Oh, you think maybe it's a matter of, like, which one that you put it on? It's all a matter of, like, luck at a certain point. Okay, it's we gotta do specific holes. We're plugging specific holes here. Yay, woo-woo. What? I think that's maybe good enough. Yes. A lot of it comes down to just like, hey, can you do this run real good? Can you get the right luck? You know, a lot of things are like, okay, you got the pump room, right? The pump room can move water from one room to another room. And to get it, you have to draft the pool first, so that's a whole to-do. That's a whole hard thing to do, like in a run, to draft one room that's pretty rare, and then another room that's also kind of rare as well. And then if you really wanted to use the pump room, you need to connect it to like a boiler or some other power source. And for that to happen, you have to draft a boiler and then immediately draft the room that you want to use the power for. And it's just like, okay, well, that's difficult. That's really difficult to just get the right luck, you know. As you're picking out rooms, you got 3 choices, and if those 3 choices aren't the ones that literally are the ones you're looking for, it's like, on some level, you can't get that bonus thing done in the run. You know, you can't get that objective done. You're cooked. You're done. Like, what the fuck? Right? It's just a waste. And right now, I'll say, like, I've gotten pretty much every objective completed. Every bonus objective in the second, like, round of puzzles post-game. Kind of the first round of puzzles first game. Post the ending. But, like, the last thing I need is an objective that just comes down to, like, okay, there's a random item that might appear anywhere in the game, and there's a random room that might appear that you might get as an option to draft in any run. That's pretty rare. And you just gotta get both in combination. And, you just gotta get both. And, you just gotta get both and get lucky. And, I've probably done like 10, 20 runs maybe this weekend trying to get that one thing to come together. And just no luck whatsoever because it's all fucking random. You know, I can't get the right item. I can't get the, hey, Luigi. I can't get the, right item. I can't get the right room. It's all just frustratingly luck-based. I'm doing alright. I'm still a little sick, but, you know, it's marginal now. Not to say I'm not worried about spreading it or anything. I'm taking it easy for now. I'm not going. I'm working from home for the time being until such time as I'm not don't have a cough, you know. And I'll say like you know, I've been feeling okay, a little bit of a cough aside, but like I went over and hung out with my folks briefly the other day. Where is my Tricky? Tricky, what the fuck are you doing? Get over here, buddy. I don't know what's holding up Tricky. I'll say like I went over and hung out with my folks this weekend, and like they're, you know, they actually had like antibiotics and stuff, whereas I'm just like you know, just getting better on my own. And yet they sound like a lot worse than I do. Like my ma, you know, her voice is like was like noticeably rougher this weekend, and I was just like, oh crap, wow, this is you know, like I said, like last weekend it was rough. I took sick days. I did not stream on Tuesday as a result. But like after that, my voice, well, it wasn't a problem. My throat felt fine. Just occasionally I'll cough real bad. With the folks, with family, you know, parents. But okay, always goes okay. What the fuck? Hope they get better soon. I'll say I'm certainly recovering. I think I'll be like probably all better by, you know, a week from now. I'm thinking, you know, take it easy next through this week, and then we'll be all better soon enough. This is the Krazoa thing in Moon Town, which is the thing we've been building to this whole time, trying to get to the Krazoa challenge thing. Which, yeah, the last one was pretty linear. It's like this one's pretty linear too, just like a series of linear little rooms that are like lightly challenging and bizarre. You know, one thing this game doesn't really have is like puzzles in the way that like a Zelda does, or like, you know, it's not really hard to navigate any of the places in this game. You just sort of, you know, walk to where there's a door and hope for the best. Just go forward. I wonder if they themselves would say like, yeah, this is a Zelda game. Maybe they themselves would be like, no, it's an action game. It's not a Zelda. Where would you get the idea it was a Zelda? Maybe because it has like items that you equip like a Zelda? I mean, at a certain point, like, this is kind of more closer maybe even to like a cameo than like Zelda. And perhaps, you know, obviously, I guess by extension, cameo kind of Zelda-y on its own terms as well. You have been overwhelmed with finals, Luigi. Good luck with that. Things are just sort of like, you know, in the adult world, things are just sort of fuck. Just sort of continue, you know, one season into another, roughly. Well, I guess, you know, broken up by sprints and like that sort of thing. There's not really a finals of real life. Not really. Maybe in some industries there's like a, you know, there's like a busy season, but and there's like, you know, the holidays as there is for everyone. Not really the same though. Not like and, you know, the holidays are more a time where people take time off, but it's not like official or nothing. Or like more like people take off when they want to. And not everyone takes the same time off. We got to the Krazoa challenge. That's right. Well, I always work remotely on Wednesdays and Fridays, but working remotely a few extra days, given that, you know, the way I'm feeling. I don't want to spread this crap, like I said, you know. I saw that, like, my folks are still struggling with it, you know. Like, and from what I could tell, like, we all got it around the same time when we just did, like, one regular-ass hangout sesh, you know, where, like, you know, we had dinner. We just had dinner and crap, and, like, whole family was there. It wasn't, really anything unusual. And we all got it around the same time from that one, instance, it would seem. That tells me it's pretty contagious, you know, and you want to be, like, careful with it. I don't know how we got it. That was 2 weeks ago, Luigi, to be clear. That was 2 weeks ago that we had dinner and we, like, spread sickness around, you know. I blame the boy, you know, the nephew. That's... I get the impression that that's, like, gonna be, like, the sickness avenue right now. It's just like, yeah, you know, nephew goes to preschool or babysitter, like, a daycare or whatever. Probably gets exposed to all sorts of crap there. Passes it on to our dumb asses. And, you know, I thought he was supposed to be, like, the fragile one, you know, when he was, like, 0 or whatever. I guess now that he's 1, it's like, no, he's the disease vector now. It's not us who have to worry about him, it's we have to worry about the other way. Am I a fan of buffets? Never been to that many. Not really, I guess. Not huge on them. Ugh. A breakfast buffet can be fun at a hotel. You know, where you eat as much as you want from the food area. That's a fun thing. What do you think in the increase in US tariffs? They're bad. They're bad, and they're gonna have, like, horrible knock-on effects. Whoa, I'm seeing a guy. Whoa, Now, Fox, it's 422. 420 is over, Fox.
When you get there.
Whoa, I'm seeing a Krazoa. I'm seeing a Krazoa. That is correct, yeah. Some prices went up because of the tariffs as far as things go. It wasn't that bad, though, all things considered. Like, just $5 up on some accessories. You know, that's pretty good, honestly. I didn't expect it to be half as good as that. I was really braced for, like, $100 up, $200 up. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of other knock-on effects of this crap, in particular.
20 scarabs, and I'll give you a cheat token.
Whoa, the hole is talking to me. I'm gonna throw my money in and get a coin back. Woo. No, this Fox is feeling pretty good right now. He's got the spirit in him. He's you know, he's got. You understand where I'm going with this. I already said 420 is over. He's a little late, but you know, it's 420 somewhere, I suppose. Anyway, as far as tariffs go, there's a lot of, like, knock-on effects as far as, like, you know... There's a lot of companies that are gonna struggle to do business under these new, tariffs, you know? It's already been said that, like, already, the Retro Tank guys who I, you know, ordered from, they have said, like, oh yeah, we're, getting out of the markets. We cannot ship in America under tariffs. Sorry, goodbye. Which is partially why I ordered one. I'll say I ordered it before they made that announcement, but, you know, the writing was on the wall. I could see, like, oh, this is the time to buy it if I want to get a Retro Tank. Also, another thing that was said, like, Ammerneck, the, like, people who make, $50, like, portable consoles, you know, like, DS-looking things. Yeah, they're out. They're out of the US market now. And, like, you know, get ready for a couple more examples of that as time continues to go on, right? Like, a lot of these niche companies, they're gonna get the fuck out of the American markets. That make niche products for like, you know, real damn cheap. It's like, yeah, man, our choice is to either double the price or leave. And we're gonna double the price. You taking a break from Discord? Gotcha. Well, that's fine. Guess that's healthy. People do that, you know, they take a break from, stuff. How funny that you unsubbed from a bunch of Discords at the same time? I don't know, it's some guy. That monster? Weird moon monster. Moon canyon monster. Yeah, when you're in a moon canyon, you gotta expect to see a few moon monsters, you know? I've never been to the moon, so I can't speak to it. I imagine it's something like this, if you know, you're able to go. To rejoin them? Well, whatever. Whenever you want to come and go at your leisure, that's fine. You know, it is what it is. We gotta leave. I'm backtracking, aren't I? No, we're in a canyon. I know it looks like a cave, but we're in a canyon. Oh, I guess now we're in a cave. There's not... I don't know there's a roof of that particular area. Here, we go this way. Oh boy. Here we are. Back to the start. Back to the area where barrels were thrown at us. These guys are dead. Right? The people who occupy this station. So there's not going to be barrels thrown at us as we run away from here, is there? That is right, no barrels. Well, there shouldn't be barrels. I guess they're automated barrels. Whatever, don't worry about it. The logic doesn't matter. They have, like, tripwires that activate barrel time. Maybe. Alright, here we are in the load room for the Moon Cavern. I have no idea what we're doing next. Oh, we gotta go turn in the Krazoa spirits. Gotta go turn in the Krazoa spirits. So we need to go turn in the Krazoa spirits, at which point we'll get our next objective, I guess. kind of reminds you of Sonic Unleashed. That seems like a random comparison. That's right, Krazoa Spirit. You even spelled it correctly. It is the spiritual guardians of this world, and we need to go to the Krazoa Spirit Temple Palace to release the Krazoa Spirits. Kind of just a big to-do, honestly. Let's go release our spirit. I don't know. I feel like this whole, like, Krazoa Spirit aside is just one timestamp on the VOD. We don't need another timestamp now that we're out of the Moon Palace time. It's like, no, when we finish this mission, then the timestamp will come. And, it'll be for whatever's the next thing. We talked to this guy. He's not even gonna say anything.
Are you ready to go to Krazoa Palace?
We get warped by the warp stone. And there we go. Yes, that's right. He's a big statue, and he occasionally speaks in a Scottish accent. I guess he's done speaking though, because all his he only had one line that time, and like, you know, we're not gonna talk to him that many more times.
So this is Krazoa Palace. Okay, Tricky. Let's find out where we can release the spirit.
Tricky didn't come.
Tricky!
He can't get teleported.
Sorry. I forgot to tell you. I cannot warp dinosaurs.
That's a shame.
I can still hear you, Fox.
He lives on Dinosaur Planet. How can he not warp dinosaurs specifically? Like, who the fuck built the warp stone? I mean, that's his problem. He lives on Dinosaur Planet, and he complains about, like, oh, no one brings me gifts anymore. You know, when's the last time you warped anyone? Oh, it was a while ago, because everyone here is a dinosaur. I just can't do dinosaurs. Which world in this game is your favorite? Good question. I think Cape Claw, which might be tonight. I'm not sure, like, if that's soon or later. Cape Claw has really good music. And that'll be fun. That'll be nice to hear when it comes up. We'll see, though, when that is. Is this game related to Odyssey? Not really. Different developers, different time period. Obviously a much different franchise. I mean, like Odyssey, it does take place over an entire world, and you do go to space on occasion, but like that is pretty tenuous as far as connections go. There are much more similar games like Darksiders and Zelda. It's dark here. Do I still have Lantern? I guess I have 7 Lantern guys that I can unleash. So I'm kind of fixed good as far as those are concerned. This shit is dark. Oh boy. There's a bombable wall here. Maybe this is its own timestamp. Krazoa Palace. I don't know. This seems like it's a whole to-do. How do you like the new nickname? Baby Ouija Projector? I don't know what that means. Sure, it's fine. I like Luigi. I like your name just fine, as is. Really have no notes on that Luigi. Where the hell are we going? It's really dark in there. Are we sure there's not like a door out here that we have to go through? Glad you like the music. This is, I believe, David Wise's last soundtrack that he ever did before he left Rare, so, you know, notable. He was an amazing composer in his time. And he still has, you know, he still has, you know, what the fuck, life in him. He's made some soundtracks the last 10 years that were good. Tropical Freeze, for instance. Mostly Tropical Freeze. Other than that, he kind of phones it in these days. Oh, not to, you know, no shade or nothing. He just, you know, he just phones it in. What the fuck? I stop this. Can I freeze this? I'm in a dark room. Advice.
Hi, Fox. It's Slippy. Seems like you need some help. Hope that helps.
I got that I need to use the lights, but there's kind of nothing here. There's a crack in the wall. I don't see how I'm supposed to use the crack in the wall. And everything else seems to be a dead end. Okay. Are you sure I can't plant a seed like right here? Be a great place for a bomb spore if I could only plant one. Mario Maker 2 continues to be great. I'm excited about that Bonanza. Very excited about Donkey Kong Bonanza. Okay, you know what I need right now? We need a Krazoa. Hang on. Palace. Krazoa Palace. Dark Room. In the cloud. No, wrong Dark Room. Trying to walk through. Let's see what IGN has to say. Oh boy, season 4 of... I don't even know what that is. Season 4 of what? Don't care. See the Krazoa, collect ground stake, moon seed, move meteor, Krazoa shrine, test of combat, warp stone, find crystal, release the spirit. Okay, we need to, We're at Fine Crystal then. Okay, use the fire blaster to knock those out. Find the fuel barrel generator nearby and go on in. Oh, there was a fuel barrel generator nearby, huh? Didn't see that. I'm out of lights, so I'm just gonna have to... I remember... Where's the fuel barrel generator? Was it inside the dark area? Or out here? There it is. It's kind of hard to see on account of SD. But it's definitely here. Okay, great. Great, good. Okay. We're just gonna have to manage in the dark. Are you approaching a boss? No, I'm just gonna like release this Krazoa spirit into the wild, sort of. Wait, if I drop the fucking thing, so I'm gonna have to perfectly walk down these ramps. I can't fucking see. Fuck. I mean, I have money. I can go buy some fairies if I want. Seems like a whole pain in the ass, though, considering that, like... You know, I had fairies relatively recently. You can sort of see what's going on here. Oh, come on! That was as close as you get. I really hate how the barrel is exploding. So, like, you know, it's not just that it's dark and we can't see, but also if we dilly-dally, this barrel is going to explode in our damn hands. In addition to just being so dark, I can barely see nothing. I can sort of see the outlines of things. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Where's the door? Where's the crack? Where's the crack in the wall? Here it is. Yes! We did it! Darkness vanquished. No more darkness. We don't need any more fairies. Also, we got barrels now that don't have a timer on them. Why come... Okay. Why couldn't the first one be one of those? Doesn't matter. And we didn't need to backtrack to get any fairies after we wasted all of them. We just got through decently okay. Using skill. Oh boy. Ugh. Got another card here. Got a couple more cards here that I can, you know, pull out to have things to talk about. Did I kill that guy? Can I kill that guy? Yes. Another card. Finished Ocarina of Time, started Majora's Mask. Been replaying some of the Zelda games recently. Started Ocarina last week and got through it. And once I, did the last couple dungeons and Ganondorf's business, which, by the way, I'll say, I think I've never liked Ganondorf's castle in Ocarina. I don't think it's a very good part of the game. I think it's very long, and I don't like any of those challenge rooms that much. That and the Gerudo Temple Grounds are just two parts of the game that feel like very much like maybe you should have cut that. Maybe, that came together late because it's not as good as any of the other, like, proper dungeons. Those two bits. Those two, like, room business. What is this? Oh, is this the warp we took earlier in the game last time? I think so, yeah. It's nice to finish Ocarina of Time. I enjoyed going through it. I do think that game is rough in places, especially like those two last dungeons and dungeon-like things. But whatever, it's the gold standard for like how a good Zelda-like can be. And perhaps I made a mistake, like randomly replaying through Ocarina and starting Majora's Mask. I started Majora's Mask, did the first dungeon of that, whilst playing this game, which, I gotta admit, like, as I, realize now, like, yeah, definitely this falls short of that gold standard by a good deal, actually. A little bit, jank, a little bit, like, time-wasty. It's perhaps even more bloated than the likes of, Skyward Sword, for sake of example. At least Skyward Sword has, like, some of the best dungeons in the series, whereas, this, you really get the impression of, like, were you guys trying to do dungeons? Or were you just thinking, like, yeah, we'll do, like, an action level? It was for Switch and Wii. It was originally for Wii, Skyward Sword was. But yes, that is the game to which I'm referring. Parts of this game make you ask, like, so were you trying to do Zelda? Or were you trying to just, like, make a game? And I think they'd probably say, like, yeah, we're just making an action-adventure game. Wasn't necessarily trying to be Zelda, or else maybe we would have had, like, puzzles and, like, carefully constructed dungeons. It's kind of just places that you go that happen to be like, oh, it's the Force Point dungeon. Okay. It's mostly just a bunch of rooms that you go through, though. Not really anything that you would, I don't know if you'd really dignify it with the title of dungeon in a Zelda. If this was in a Zelda, if, like, this thing was in a Zelda, you'd say, like, well, that doesn't count as one of the dungeons, but, it's a place that you go to do a thing. This particular temple, the Force Point Temple before it. And maybe you'd say, like, oh, it's impressive that they didn't use load screens. These loading corridors are very impressive. I mean, there's a few load screens, actually. How do you feel about the Minus World glitch in Super Mario Maker 2? What? The what glitch? I know of Minus World in, like, Super Mario, Mario 1, Super Mario Brothers, but not in the Mario Maker version of that. Not familiar. Never heard of that. One friend knows a bunch about it. Oh, here's the way. We're looking for some door that we can open with our current ability set. I don't remember individual viewers and individual, like, YouTube-style raids, but when we raided, okay. I don't remember Flower in specific, but you know, there's been lots of viewers over the years. Can't remember every single one. I appreciate, you know, I appreciate you sending your viewers my way, though. I think you recently got like the YouTube equivalent to being like partnered or whatever, or affiliated or whatever. Congratulations on that. Hope that's going well. Luigi. What is this room? This looks like... I've heard about it, yeah. Looks like a thing that we can't jump. This isn't it. I think this is it. I'll say the game is giving me more abilities than I expected to have at a pace that is like at a faster pace than I expected. I'll say that much. I'll also say like those abilities mostly seem to like open one door, kill one enemy, do a very simple puzzle thing, you know. And it's almost like, okay, like if this was a Zelda game, like a whole 2-hour span would be built around like the freeze breath, for instance. Like I would still be encountering puzzles that use the freeze breath or the ground quake, either, both of them. But instead, it's just like, yeah, we're kind of done with that now. We already like, you know, you already extinguished some torches in the last area. It's time to do other things now. Yeah, Breath of the Wild is great.
Wow, she's beautiful. Whoa, a Krazoa spirit. But how do I get mine in there?
Normal question to ask. How do I get my Krazoa spirit in there? Yeah, that's right, he's horny. This is horny music right now, Luigi. Because he's hot for Crystal.
What am I doing?
Happy here. What are you doing, Fox? Release the spirit and get out of there. Happy.
He's horny!
Okay, I'm going.
What am I doing? He's a little under the influence of Krazoa spirits. He's seeing things. You know, you can't trust what's going on right now. He saw a giant Krazoa spirit in a coat, and the giant Krazoa spirit said like, "Hey, go gather the Krazoa spirits and such." You know, Crystal was gonna do that, but instead she was fridged for the entire game. So, you know, because Miyamoto said it was a good idea to do that. That was Miyamoto's idea. He said, like, make this a Star Fox game, and make Fox the main character, and make it so you don't play as Crystal, for most of it, actually.
Yeah.
Originally, the idea was you would switch back and forth, apparently.
Huh?
What? The statue ate me. Yeah, that's right. Miyamoto made this game into a Star Fox game because originally it was supposed to be just a game about another fox, and Miyamoto was like, "Whoa, that guy looks like Fox."
Time for you to head down to the seaside. Check the signposts for directions.
Okay, big fella. Good to see you doing your
How
job.
does he know where we need to
You
go?
cheeky little blinder. Now, I've been keeping this back for you, ready for when you needed it.
Okay, that's nice. We're going to the seaside now. That's the next destination.
Hope
I know where I'm going. The statue just told me. We're going to the seaside. Yes! Yes! Yes, Peppy! Yes! What's up, Peppy?
Come back when you need.
Oh, Peppy says,
I'll
go
display
to
the
Cape
world
Claw. Yes, I know. We're going to the seaside. That's the next phase of this game. You got drenched with rainwater the other day. That's too bad. This rain looks nice. This is nice looking rain. This is nice looking storm. Rare know how to do their business. You know, making a good looking game. For the time. For the time, this looks, fantastic. You know, for the time, this is, quite the looker. For the time. For the time, for the time, for the time. For the time, these hallways were, not as weird as they are now. You know, this was before American Skateland. You know, at the time, this was a achievement when you were able to just walk directly from one world to the next without any load screen. It was like super obvious, even though it's super obvious where they're finding time to load. Alright, we're in Lightfoot Village. This isn't where we're going. We're going to Cape Claw. This is the way, right? We go through Lightfoot Village to get to Cape Claw, right? Now, if you like music, if you like the music you've heard so far, Cape Claw, I feel like Cape Claw is just...
60 scarabs to enter Cape Claw. You don't have enough. Go away.
That's why we needed the wallet, because we need more money, and now we need to raise some money by turning over rocks. We need to do a bigger bribe. Currently, there is no music, so, you know, hold up a minute until there is some to appreciate, but, you know, there will be some in a second here. This is just a corridor with literally no music. Okay, I think we got enough money now.
Be 60 scarabs to enter Cape Claw.
Don't know why they have a money machine that speaks English.
Go on. In you go.
Their toll technology is pretty advanced, considering they just want bugs. Alright, that's the trip to Cape Claw. We just have a small maze to get through. We went the wrong way. Take this time to do another card, why not? Did some work on the Super Mario Maker 2 Super World trailer. Still have to make the Super World trailer for my Super World that I completed relatively recently. Still have not made the trailer, but we'll do it soon. I did some work over the weekend to, like, basically just get the B-roll that I need, right? Like, gameplay footage of maybe half the levels. Get the gameplay footage of, like, half the levels, get it, like, without my dumbass in it. You know, it would have been smart, maybe, if I could have recorded a version of the, like, the stream where I just played through the whole Super World without me being in the corner, but instead I was in the corner the whole time, meaning I can't exactly use it for a trailer, you know, not without some amount of you know, I'd have to remove myself somehow, and that's just not how anything works. But anyway, got B-roll now for all that, and I have some idea, like, how I'm going to make it, like, structured, and, that seems like a whole lot of work, much of which is, like, unlike things I have actually done in my time as a streamer, wherein, like, you know, most everything is done live, and I don't need to, like, you know, I'll say, like, I've done some amount of editing insofar as, like, I've done some amount of editing insofar as, like, when I'm doing YouTube shorts sometimes, I'll, like, do some pan and scan so that, like, okay, well, you know, for this to be adapted to a vertical format, I need to move the camera left and right, as Mario moves left and right. But, like, that's nothing compared to what some of the ideas I have for this, trailer. And, gonna be a whole thing. Hey! Here we are. Cape Claw. Listen to music. Music good. Damn it! This guy had to be, like, jonesing for a fucking fight. I guess he's not that serious about the fight because we ended up in a cutscene with weirdly moody music in it. What was that cutscene? Tricky. What was that cutscene? We just sort of ran over here. We looked around. At any rate, you can enjoy the music now. Listen, music, real good. Man, I almost wish it was louder on my end. But, you know, I don't want it to overpower my voice or nothing. I feel like this is a perfectly good level just to be, like, you know, balanced and such, no matter how loud, game it gets. Everything's good? Yeah, that's good. Very good. Hang on, let me see if I can... My headset's as loud as it goes. Whatever, that's fine. I would like to hear this music louder. Is this seriously? Am I seriously, like, as loud as I get? Yes, my headphones are at 100%. Okay. Oh, it's fine. It's a good song! It's a good song. And, I forget what the deal is with this area. I think I remember something like a water dinosaur in the water who's like, annoying spitters. There's some sort of plesiosaur or something hanging out, under the water. I'll also say, by the way, in addition to, like, working on the trailer, also worked on, doing some Twitch clips and, you know, turning that into YouTube shorts and all that. Kind of fell behind on all that while I was sick. High top. Have a fondness for gold. Okay, we're getting gold for this particular bit.
Fine.
You think gold would be the currency, but the currency is bugs. Fine. Later on, that door will be a thing. But, like, much later on. Ages from now. Working on that as well. You know, one thing at a time. I'll say I just did last night, spend a bunch of time not only just, I clipped up one of the recent Mario Maker streams, which I've been meaning to, like, kind of keep on top of, you know. Some of the recent ones have been especially, I think, good for some of that stuff. But also, damn it, blocking. Asshole. Knowing how he can just block projectiles.
Flame.
Burn that down, dude.
Find.
And unbury this. I'll say, not to talk too much about like the inside baseball of, you know, looking through old content, looking for good bits, but that could, you know, be highlighted in new formats. But that Half-Life 2 stream playthrough I did like a year and a half ago, end of. Was that last year? That was last year, wasn't it? End of last year. That has some pretty fucking good shit in it. You know, from Ravenholm to like the beaches of with the ant lions to like a bunch of fucking fucked up physics stuff happening. There was a lot of good bits in that whole.
Fine.
I'm hungry.
That whole like business, and you know, expect to see some shorts in the future, relatively recent future, just like literally some of that stuff, because there's a lot of it that is like real damn good. I mean, I'll say like there's tons of, I'm a big believer of just like, you know, I don't like to stream just one thing. I don't like to play just one thing, and like if you know, if I am making short form content from the I was like a long neck, a high top, gotcha. But he's in the water, so he's not a plesiosaur. He's just like you know, going for a wading a little bit. I like the short form content to also be like variety, you know, to not all be drawn from one game, to be like representative of the range of which I've streamed over the last, you know, X years. So far, you know, it is that. I don't know that the algorithm knows quite always what to do with that, but what the fuck, I do what I want. Play whatever's fun. Gonna ask for a bribe again?
You pay me scarabs to pass.
Okay, dickhead. That's fine.
You pass, but don't tell boss.
I'm gonna have to beat up your friend, you know that, right? Friend here. Big boy. Alright. Done. Hello, buddy.
The Sharpclaw were coming to Cape Claw, I hid my precious gold deep below the sands.
We've unburied it.
My memory's not what it used to be, though. And now I've forgotten where I buried them. With the help of your little friend, you should be able to find them. Return all 4 gold bars, and I will help you on your quest.
Okay. I think I got 4 gold bars for you. Help me on my quest. My man, I have 4 of them. Good, okay, he got them all. It wasn't like, do one, and then the next, and then the next, and then the next. That'd be silly. That'd be silly. I guess that's fucking Cape Claw. really good music here. I am surprised constantly in this game how, like, half-baked the things in which we are doing are. You know, it really does make Cameo look a lot more substantial by comparison. And also, like, another thing that's great about Cameo in comparison is, like, it has all sorts of gameplay variety from, like, the, you know, 10 different elemental forms you can adapt and you can transform into. Whereas this game, you're just Fox, and he just sort of runs, he rolls, and then he hits dudes with a stick. And it's always the same combination, you know, it's just like, it has some fancy stuff where he goes like, pow, 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 you know, but it's all A, you know. There's not actually any nuance to it, other than occasionally you gotta hit Y instead. Oh boy. Oh, I see. This is like, we need to move the blocks back and do it before we suffocate. Okay. It was said last time someone was in the chat sort of talking about the development history of Star Fox Adventures, sort of talking about like, okay, you know, this game was sort of rushed at a lot of times. First to get it onto GameCube, and then it was rushed, I'm gonna suffocate. It was rushed to get it onto GameCube, and then when Rare was bought, it was rushed to get out before, you know, they had to like remake it back into Star Fox, and back into Dinosaur Planet. Who's crying? I don't know who's crying. As a result, it is a bit rushed. I don't think I ever realized just, like, how half-baked a lot of it is, but, gotta say, a lot of it's pretty half-baked. I mean, I guess you can say, like, you know, Zelda has occasional, like, push blocks around puzzles. At least in this case, the block pushing is pretty fast. Like, Fox does it pretty goddamn quick. You know, like, for Zelda, it'd be like, huh, 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 you know, and it only moved by, like, big increments. And, like, big, slow, exaggerated bit things. So, wait a minute. Dude was like, I'm gonna help you with your adventure. I'm gonna open the way. And what he opened was a way to a death trap room, where when I go in there, the room tries to kill me.
Whoa! A CloudRunner!
And then a CloudRunner comes out.
CloudRunner, get away! Have you two met?
He is an Earthwalker. I am a CloudRunner. Our tribes do not see eye to eye. His father has probably been saying bad things about me.
Who locked you in there?
General Scales. Who else? You see, I am the queen of the CloudRunner tribe and also...
And the gatekeeper, yes.
Guy needs to be taught a lesson. Where is he now?
He used my powers to open a path to the CloudRunner Fortress. I must return there to help my tribe.
Open the way, baby.
That spellstone. Looks like you've got yourself company, lady. Peppy, I'm returning to the R-Wing. Can you make sure it's ready for takeoff?
Wait a minute. There's no way I'm going up to her fortress.
That's fine. Stay home.
Okay, you can sit this one out. We'll head back to Thorntail Hollow, and you can wait there for me to return.
I'll meet you at the fortress. Good luck.
No tricky on this one then. Okay, sure, why not? You know, this is a perfect time to, like, conquer, like, you know, the racial prejudices of the dinosaur clans, perhaps. But, no, how about instead of doing that and uniting under a common banner to, like, you know, fight, General Scales and his ilk, who are running around single-handedly, like, conquering everyone and destroying the world actively in, you know, for no reason. Who can say why? Instead of, like, just being like, yeah, you know, you go to CloudRunner Fortress and deal that by yourself. I can't stand those guys. This would be a great time for us all to come together, get under one banner, and, like, you know, do it, together. It's not going to be a problem, though, because I'm sure there are no puzzles on CloudRunner Fortress that require Tricky, which means that, we don't need his dumbass. Stay in the ship. Sure. Sure. Since it's no longer day, the music is no longer playing. That's a real damn shame. Music was the best part of, this whole damn area. That music will play. But, I'm just gonna use my legs. Walk out of here. Oh boy, we have to walk all the way back! This is the part where we walk all the way back to the R-Wing. And then we take off and we do one R-Wing mission. That said, like, hey, you know, we've been streaming about 2 hours. And we're about to head to the rock in the sky. That's a pretty good pace compared to last stream where it was like, what, 3 to 4 hours where we were going to the rock in space? Like, we have gotten far enough where things are starting to move a mite bit faster, but still, it's like we gotta walk through multiple load zones. We gotta exit through multiple load zones to get back to home base. And, you know, we gotta, like, kickflip through. It is, again, right, a maze, literal maze in our way. You know, say what you will about Skateland. They never do a maze to buy time. It was just like, hey, here's a hallway. Again, Skateland was like a few years later. It's fair, you know, that Skateland is a more advanced version of this. Where they just had to do hallways, not time-wasting rooms. Hey, buddy, I really don't care to fight you. I'm just gonna walk on, okay? If you have an energy cell for me, I'd take it, but, you know, you don't, so whatever. Hey, how about another card? Got like a couple more. Follow up on LASIK plans, yeah. So, since now we know when the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders are, and, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to secure one, ideally. I do now know when I'm going to be looking to get the, LASIK done. It's gonna be in a few weeks, I'm thinking. Middle of May, mid-late May. I'm looking at May 22nd is the date I'm, planning on. If that doesn't work out, maybe the week after that. So May, 7 days. May 29th? May 29th would be the other possible day. I'm a little bit hesitant about 29th just because, you know, it's just like a week before the Nintendo Switch 2 comes out. I would like to do it with as much wiggle room as possible, you know? I'd like to do the LASIK and know, like, okay, my eyes will 100% be better by the time of the Nintendo Switch 2. And if I have an extra week just in case, I'll feel good about that. Have enough fuel cells to go. Okay, we won't have to grind, or I don't fucking know how we would even get fuel cells if we don't have enough. Wait, why are you coming, Tricky? Stay at home. Get off. You're not welcome here at the Skyrunner Fortress. CloudRunner Fortress. Let's do the
CloudRunner Fortress has been attacked by General Scales and his shop floor army. It would make an ideal base from which he could rule over the planet.
He has a base from which he rules over the planet.
With this wealth, Scales would become unstoppable. Find the spellstone and save the CloudRunner. Let me out.
Why does he care about gold and diamonds? Doesn't he like the world uses a bug-based, scarab-based economy. Like that's their currency, you know. Gold. Only the high tops seem especially interested in that. Apparently. Kind of a silly thing. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm gonna have a follow-up appointment to like do measurements and things of that nature. We have to get a kind of high amount of rings, so let's pay attention here and do good. Gonna have a follow-up appointment for the LASIK. God damn it. And after that, we'll do we have enough time? Are there more gold rings to get? Kind of looking like, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Maybe that's one. Just barely enough. Okay, cool. Good, okay. Gold ring business is a little silly, honestly. Kind of a silly way for it to work. Whatever though. So yeah, sometime late May is the plan. After the birthday stream, September 7th or May 17th. And before
CloudRunner Fortress. I'll fly ahead and check if it's safe. Meet me inside.
Oh, nice! Because she can fly, she just came with us. And yeah, he's just gonna stay in there. He's look, Tricky. The window is open. The air is on. He's got his favorite tunes playing in there. Tricky's gonna be fine for the next, say, you know, hour or two while we explore CloudRunner Fortress, which is the next part of this game. You could call it a dungeon. I believe that this is basically like one of those areas that is like as close to a dungeon as you get in this game. But also it doesn't really seem to really get close to that. Really. Sort of just more an action level, I guess. How do you open these doors? I feel like, this is some sort of race. Yeah, we have like 30 seconds to jump through rings. Why it works like this, who fuck knows, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, there we go. And that adds a button to the wall. Perfect. That's sort of a militaristic vibe, this area. Got like military drums. I don't know. Gives me that sort of vibe. Man, I wish Cape Claw could have been longer than like 10 minutes. That was the good music. I will say, like, that is a... I mean, I'm sure a lot of the music of this game is like on YouTube under, you know, like extended versions, but like Cape Claw is like the one song that I would recommend, I would consider like listening to in an extended way because it is just so beautiful. And in game, it is an area that you spend all of 10 minutes in, because like yeah, you dig up like you dig up 4 pieces of gold, and then you're out of there. This is also annoying, for what it's worth. I don't know if you can tell, but the big tower that you can just fall right back down, and there's some guys who like zap you for no reason. I mean, I guess this is an area made for people who fly. So it should be no surprise that like, oh, it's very vertical in nature. A lot of high areas. Because yeah, they're pterodactyls, they fly. I don't. Unless I have a spaceship, which I'm not using to traverse. I use my magic rod to traverse, that's different. That's a good flyer. Now have good flyers in this game. I can do another card. I don't have that many left, I'll say, but no. I do have a couple related to media. I watched the first episode of Shirohio, reincarnated as a neglecting noble, raising my baby brother with memories from my past life. I'll say, this is the last of the anime from this latest season, and the last one to start. And, it seemed like it could be something. You know, it seemed like, okay, well, it's sort of an isekai about a guy with effeminate hobbies as, like, a little boy, or something. And, I don't know, though. As, like, the last show to start this season, it being some sort of, like, generic isekai with, a very generic setup, hobbies of the main character aside, I was just, bored by it, and I stopped watching pretty quickly. And that's all there is to say about, Shirohiro, or whatever it's called. Nah, nope, not it. It's also on a very busy day, which, you know, what are you gonna do? My advice, you know, if you have a show, start it up sooner. You know, you want to start that shit up. You don't want to be the last one out the gate. You know, being a early show means that you get in before, like, anyone else has started, before, you know, quality comparisons can start being made. But once you are the last one, it's like, okay, you're not as good as 6 other shows, so you're out.
Now where is he?
I do not know what you're talking about.
Oh no.
You will tell me. Where can I find the fox?
Where can I find the fox?
He will find you, and he will destroy you.
So far, what she knows is that I'm really good at opening a gate. I opened 1 gate for her.
Stop. It's over, Scales. Leave the queen alone.
Enough. Take her away. The famous Fox McCloud. How nice of you to pay us a visit. Why don't I show you some of our hospitality?
You mean you're gonna get goons to fight me? Oh no, actually, stun thingamajigs. That is annoying.
My staff.
Oh man. I knew that was going, you know, I do remember like going to jail or something. And there being like somewhat of a stealth component to this. You'll see. That's right, we get the disguise item.
Come back when you need.
Wait, it just shows up in our inventory? No, we don't have it yet. So yeah, we don't have weapon anymore because we got stunned. These pterodactyls are in cages.
Grab your staff, but don't wake the sharp claw.
What? Who's that? Gods!
Grab the staff. Grab the staff, dipshit. It's right there. Dipshit. It's right there. I could dodge those guys even without taking out my staff. And then I could grab the staff if I had like half a brain. I don't know.
My staff.
It's still gone. My staff is still gone. Okay, I need to like open a hole in the wall or something using an explosive device, at which point we can get a disguise. The disguise will be how I get my Oh, I see. I need to stand on the thing so it goes up. And then throw it. And then throw it. And then throw it! Doesn't work as smoothly as it does in, say, a Zelda game. Where you just move in a direction and throw. Little bit jankier. Also, maybe what I want to do is just put it down and then stand on the thing. Yes. That's the ticket.
Hi, Fox. I've been studying the mission, and I think this will help you.
Oh, yeah? So now we have a disguise where we can disguise as a sharp claw. little raptor T-Rex man. And the sharp claw can pick up boxes. Why exactly? I don't know.
You take over. Keep eye on prisoner. Me
But,
go for break.
Whoa, is he high? Why is his vision blurred? Everyone's a little baked today. It was just 420. I don't partake in, recreational drugs. But, you know, I think they're amusing. I don't know. I think it is. I don't have a strong opinion on it one way or the other.
To find the spellstone, you must first activate the wind lifts.
Okay.
This is the key to the power chamber. The power
Thank
supply
you.
to the whole city is down. These wind lifts will only work if you restart the generator.
Great, I'll do that. Ah. Thank you for the key. I'm gonna disguise myself as a dude. So, like, don't wait up. Basically. Alright. You think we have to wait for him to come open this door or something? Sort of waddling in that direction.
Hurry! There's no time to waste. Let's get out of here.
Oh, there's a thing on the ceiling. Let's get this done. Let's do this thing. Hell yeah. In other media, it hasn't just been anime I've seen this week. Of course, you know, I watched episodes of all the other anime that I'm watching. It should be said. It should be said. But also, I watched the first episode of the Rehearsal, Season 2. A very important topic for, the first episode covers a very important topic. Oops, I shouldn't have hit B there. But I hit B and now I'm not disguised anymore. First episode covers a very important topic, which, I thought was kind of funny, despite the fact that, you know, as they said even in the episode, like, it's a comedy show, but for 10 minutes in, there hasn't been a single joke yet. But some of just the ironic, like, you know, meta humor. That ironic part of it is, fun enough, really. You think this disguise works, or you think they're all gonna be like, "Oh, I see through that"? No, that only fools like drunk guard, and that only fools drunk guard and literal machine. Oh, also magic is a. We need magic to do it. We don't have any more magic. And we also don't have any more magic for, putting out fires. Cool, great, love it. The Rehearsal is good, and it's nice to see it back. I'll also say I did randomly, even before the Rehearsal Season 2 started, I did randomly rewatch a couple episodes of, How To with John Wilson. Was just in the mood to see some of my favorite scenes from that old show. So I pulled up and watched the first episode, which I think the idea of John Wilson just being at Coachella or whatever, and just being, like, confused and like, baffled looking in various crowd shots, that is just pure comedy to me, and I think it is wonderful, like, you know, the joke of it. Also, just some really smart, like, writing, insofar as, like, you know, you ask one question in one context, and you'll get a very different answer, you know. You ask a philosophy major, like, do you think humanity will make a comeback? You'll get a very different answer. Or you think mankind will make a comeback? You'll get a very different answer if you ask it at WWE. Do you think mankind will make a comeback? Oh no, he just had an injury. You know, that sort of shit, because mankind is the name of a wrestler also, in addition to humanity. That, and the, I rewatched that, and I also watched episode 4, which is, how to cover your furniture. All about covers. And, it has a particularly memorable part in it where, I don't know if you know this about, like, How To with John Wilson, but there's a whole extended bit in How To with John Wilson where they meet some foreskin enthusiasts who are, like, you know, way big advocates of foreskins, and there's just that part where a dude is just, like, showing off, literally demonstrating his, like, foreskin enlarging device that, like, pulls on his wiener, pulls his foreskin up over his wiener, his, like, regular skin over his wiener, you see, and just the fucking idea of having a casual conversation with a man as his dick is out and ensconced in a Rube Goldberg machine, talking about you know, have you seen any movies recently? Shit of that nature is just, very, very funny. Yay, we hit a button and now we can... I think we can hit multiple buttons here, and now we can get these things we saw earlier. Great. Only we had known to hit the button first, and then done the second steps. That bit is just amazing, and I think that even now, like years and years later, you know, it's very easy to look back on that and go like, God damn, what a weird ass thing. I can't believe some of the footage he got, some of the, like, random encounters he got into. What the hell is that? A diamond. What? A light gem. I need a light gem to reactivate the power. I probably need like 4 of them, or 3 of them. Probably need to get all of them. And here's where I put in the lightning key. Where's my lightning key? Power key, there it is. Weird icon for it. This room has no oxygen in it. I want to be in that room. I guess I'll say I have a lot more to say about How To than I do about the Rehearsal. I think the Rehearsal Season 1 was an amazing show that went in some amazing directions. Who's spoiling for a fight here? Sounds like someone's trying to fight me, but I don't see them. Whatever. You don't want to fight, you don't want to fight. That's fine. Season 2, I'm sure will also go in amazing directions, but suffice to say it hasn't quite gotten there yet. But I'm sure it will do eventually. I think eventually that'll be a show that stands, you know, stands tall with Season 1. I'll say, I never did watch, like, what Nathan Fielder's first show. Never did watch that. Maybe I should. It seems like that is also just a lot of extremely funny stuff. You know, him just selling extremely weird ideas on, like... Why did it close? The time thing? Oh, bitch. Maybe you can only have one open at a time. That would be annoying, but it would make sense. I think it's a good show, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. How about that? How about that and say no more? Another card? Sure, why not? Last card of tonight, and meaning to watch The Last of Us Season 2. I know that it's 2 episodes in. You know, the first time, I just didn't know it was happening, and also I was sick and tired. And now I know that's happening, and I'm not as sick and not as tired anymore. So really, I have no excuse to not watch it. But, you know, what can I say? I haven't watched it yet. Part of me, you know, part of it comes down to the source material, honestly. Like, I was never a big fan of Last of Us Part 2. Right, the source material that this is based on, etc. Never was a big fan of that, so... And like, the directions it went, especially in its first part, the first half of it. So, like, the idea that, like, okay, well, it's another... This is adapting that, just makes me worry, like, okay, we're gonna get some of the most mid parts of Last of Us 2. We're gonna get some of the most mid parts of, like, oh, it's just some sort of revenge thing without much thought, you know, just a bunch of murdering, basically. Unless you rewrite it to tell the story simultaneously, and then you get... I don't even know if that's better, if that's a better option than just, like, straight up adapting it, like, literally, right? Like, Last of Us Part 2 is very much a game where it's like, okay, you play for the first half and it kind of doesn't have that much of an interesting story. And then you get to the second half, and then things start being interesting just through the dramatic irony of knowing what's going to happen. You know, you're spending a bunch of time with these characters who are like, oh, I'm gonna go do a thing. And you're just sitting there going like, I know your future. I know your future, friend. Like, good luck with your thing. Good fucking luck with the thing that you want to do in your life, because, you know, there's a girl with a knife who's coming, and, that's kind of the plot for the first, like, half of the game, just setting that up and establishing, like, hey, whole bunch of bullshit coming. Yay, those guys died. Now the power generator room is fixed. You know, it's a lot of setup that is just the most boring revenge story ever. And, you know, I already didn't like that the first season of the show kind of made it a little more black and white, a little bit more like, yeah, no, it's not as clear that, that, like, our dude is right or wrong, you know. Maybe there was some amount of consent in the events of the end of Season 1. Whereas, like, in the game, you really got the impression of, like, the timeline being like, oh, hey, someone washed up unconscious, and, you know, we just without talking it through, we just jumped to the most fuck wild solution ever. Just immediately. No delay, no consultation, no, like, consent asked for, just bad stuff. I think Joel did nothing wrong, but also I feel like the game and the movie, the second game and the show, both are written in such a way to make it more like, oh no, you're supposed to think that what they were doing wasn't pointless. You're supposed to think they had a damn good chance of, you know, finding a cure. You're not supposed to think like, oh, they have no distribution method. They find a cure, what the fuck are they gonna do about it? And we don't even know if this thing can be made into a vaccine. You know, it kind of seems like, I mean, my understanding of, like, what's going on with, spoilers for Last of Us, just minor spoilers as far as, like, the nature of immunity. But it seems like it's more of a thing where she has her own, like, spores in her that, she's able to mutually live with without them, taking over or becoming her a zombie. So really, you would have to probably find a way to, like, make her infect others. And that seems like a whole... I don't know. Maybe step one isn't killing her. I find that to be dumb. But whatever. You know, I am very curious about it. And, you know, I will say I do really like parts of Last of Us Part 2. Really, I guess my question right now would be like, okay, well, are they telling it, like, shot for shot, or are they remixing it so that, you know, both threads of the story are told at the same time? In theory, I kind of think that's less good, but also I think that, you know, if you did it the way the games did it, the first half of the season would be really boring and really suck ass. Especially if it's the kind of thing where they're gonna say, like, hey, we can't do everything in one season here. That's just not gonna happen. We need more time. If they say that, then it's like, oh, are we just doing the first half of Part 2 this season? That would suck. And, you know, if it's gonna suck, I'm gonna drag my feet. You know? I would rather watch a show that's good. I don't know. There's also at least one Game of Thrones show this year. House of the Seven Dragons, or how are we going? Not House of the Seven Dragons, that's not it. House of the Dragon is the one show. I'm not sure if that's back yet though. But I think it might be time for a Night of the Seven Kingdoms. That's it. That's what I was reaching for. I think it might be time for a Night in the Seven Kingdoms, to start. And that might be good. Okay. So I opened a path and then dropped through a floor, and now I'm over here. And this disguise is totally working, but you know what? We don't have to fight these guys, actually. I was gonna bet that the ladder was based on ass kicking, but it looks like we're just gonna be able to just walk on by. Which, hey, you know, I feel like I've gotten my fill of action. You know, especially if it's gonna be the same every time, you know. Bing, bang, boom, bada, 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 you know, twirling my staff around.
Fox, the floor of this cage seems unstable. See if you can find a way of breaking it.
Okay. They see me. But I don't think they have the ability to use ladders, despite having made ladders for themselves. It's unclear. Okay, you know what? We should kick their ass, and then probably we have to, like, do something from below. It's a very flashy animation, but it's the same 2 or 3 every time. And, you know, I guess there's a question of, like, what could I expect for the time, you know, like, character action games really hadn't started around this time. They were just starting. You know, they just started existing. Hey, what do you think?
Hey, Fox, it's Slippy. Seems like you need some help.
Use some explosive power. Oh, I need another one of those, barrels. Barrels are such a big thing in this game. Like, exploding, barrels. It's kind of awkward. You know, because they're kind of awkward. Right? Just... I think I need a second switch to be off. And then I can open the way and go through that door and take the barrel that way. I'll say I remember parts of this level being, like, confusing. Remember some confusion the last time I played this game around this point. We'll consult a walkthrough if needed, but I think let's just use skill and observation to get through. Other than that, nothing much is going on. I don't got any more cards. No more cards. Like I've said before, that I like to have fewer cards on these playthrough streams versus on the Mario Maker streams, as there's usually, you know, all thing best case scenario, there's usually less time to, like, you know, talk about random topics during one of these streams, you know? It's like, okay, this is the only time we'll be in CloudRunner Fortress, you know, it's time to savor it. It's time to look around and go like, what's going on over there? It's just that right now it's like, okay, what's going on over there? Nothing much. There's some boxes. So we could use like a topic or two. What's going on? Talk more about Mario Kart. Mario Kart is really exciting. And I think, you know, the more I think about it, the more impressed I am with how they have, you know, not just done a new Mario Kart. You know, they haven't just done like, hey, it's just Mario Kart 8. There we go. They haven't just done like, hey, it's Mario Kart 8. It's here's 32 new tracks and there you go, and some new items and one new gimmick. It's like, no, it's a huge open world. It's something unlike any Mario Kart has ever been. They have made the Forza Horizon of Mario Karts. They have made the Burnout Paradise of Mario Kart. And it just makes me go like, god damn, wow. I'm just so impressed, you know? I feel like after 8 Deluxe, there was some question in my head, and something I did say on multiple occasions, which is this like, yeah, I don't know how you follow this up. Barrel, what the fuck? Okay. I had to like nudge the barrel to the proper place, but fortunately it has a really long fuse, and that wasn't a problem. Right? Weird physics.
My children. When I was captured, they became scared and are now hiding around the fortress. Please, take this. Use it when you hear them. Its call will guide them back to me. If the Sharp Claw find them, I fear they will leave the fortress forever.
That sucks. Another horn. We got another horn. Does every one of these rocks have a magic horn to call out to brethren with? Maybe that's just a commonality of dinosaur culture. They all love horns. Like they have flutes, and the other one had the horn. The mammoth guys had horns, and these guys have conch shell flutes. Oh boy, we have to go. They're scared of these guys, so I have to beat them up for them. Hello, friend. What is that sound? What is that song? Ridiculous thing. You got it. That's right. Go back to your mom. And yeah, open a... Oh crap. We just have to keep going around to the different like baby birds and like save them. Crap. The more I think about Mario Kart, the more impressed I am, and the more just I'm ready to give it a go. And you know, I felt like, honestly, after Mario Kart 8, the only choice was just to go like, okay, instead of Mario Kart 8, it's Mario Kart Forever, and it's just, you take the bones of Mario Kart 8 and you just, you know, continue adding what hasn't been added yet. You know, you continue adding more and more tracks until basically every track is in there, and every character is in there, and, you know, it's just complete. And they went in a completely different direction, basically doing something ambitious that allows them to go back to 32 without it being a big problem. And I think it's really the one choice they could have made, the one solution that, like, gets them, you know, a pass on that. Not that people are giving them a pass. People are being, you know... People are being very quick to anger on Mario Kart because it's $10 more than, you know, any other regular edition game. But, you know, I do think that this is the best possible Mario Kart they could have made. And I'm really stoked. I think that this could be legitimately like a Game of the Year contender. That's kind of how strongly I feel just looking at the footage and just going like, God damn, you know, we're gonna have... People are gonna play this online and they're gonna have so much fun just running around and exploring the world. And, you know, doing it together. You know, Knockout Tour and the Cups are both gonna be fun and fresh. And the open world exploration, can't forget about that. That's just gonna be unlike anything we've ever done in Mario Kart, you know? Like, it's gonna be like Burnout Paradise, which is one hell of a game. Where the hell is this bird? Not in there. I don't know where this bird is. We might have to restart this if it comes down to it, you know. That's a different bird. Maybe through here. I'm a little concerned, but what are you gonna do? Anyway, I'm excited. I have, like, very high hopes. I think that's gonna be, like, the best game of the launch window. And, you know, I guess it's, like, interesting in some ways that, like, I'm looking at Mario Kart and going, like, that's the one to be excited about. You know, when they have literally said that Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4, which I fucking love Deltarune, you know, those are also coming launch day, so, you know, we're in for some good crap this year once, launch window comes about. Okay, we'll just have to redo this sequence then. Whatever. Bird time. Look closely when it shows the thing. Try to see where the guy is, where the bird is. Really, right now, I feel like I'm just in a holding pattern, you know? Not just for Nintendo Switch 2 exclusives, but, like, even non-exclusives, right? Like, very much, I want to play them on Switch 2. I want to play them on Nintendo Switch 2. I don't want to play them on Xbox, if I can help it. Unless they're free on Xbox, you know? Give them to me via Game Pass, and I'll be like, okay, sure, yeah, sure. I'll play them over here, that's fine, but... barring that, I am all in on Switch 2, and, you know, I'll say I'll probably be replaying a good amount of games as well. Like, I don't know if Hitman is going to have cross-saves, but I am preparing myself to go through that whole game, like, from the start. You know, that whole trilogy, and just doing it all over again. Which would be fun, you know? It's fun to do all the objectives. Oh, I see. On top of the tower situation. Right, I know how to get there. Okay. A little annoying, but not that annoying. I was over there earlier, but there was nothing, so I left. Ooh. Here we are. I could also use the ice here. It really makes no difference. Just a little faster, a little slower. Do I want to be using my energy to just freeze a motherfucker when I can just whack him? I don't know. Horn, go home, friend. Are you the last one? No, that's right. There's that one over there. We need to go run over there and do thing. Hopefully this one's the last one. Suffice it to say, I'm tired. Ready to finish the fight, as it were. Yep. I'm just walking over there. Timer's a-going. But it's, no matter. Hey, guys. Leave me alone. I'm just going to go fight your friends over there. Your friends that are bullying Bird. Stop bullying Bird. No bullying Bird allowed. Here. Skyrunners are okay. The Sky's gimmick is a weird specific gimmick to get here. I don't know. Like, you kind of expect something to do with, like, flight or something. I guess you already got the rocket boost, so, like, what else is there? Horn solo! Ah! Ugh. Done. That was a little annoying. And now we're done with it. So we'll just, you know, talk to the bird friend. And see what happens. I hope pre-orders go smoothly.
Thank you, Fox.
I just got
As
zapped.
promised, here is your reward.
Oh, you got a bunch of levers there.
Scales has hidden the spellstone inside the treasure rooms.
Why did he do that?
Fox, and return it to the Force Point Temple. Our planet is in your hands.
Again, I don't get his plan here. He has taken the Force Stone, and he has hidden it inside our treasure room. Why? It's your treasure room, man. Why doesn't he hide it within his own fortress? Why doesn't he, like, keep all 4 spellstones, like, you know, on his person, let's say? It seems like you can just carry them around. Then he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna entrust it to, like, Skyrunner security. I mean, I'm gonna put my worthless fuck-up guards there to guard it. That historically has worked very well at stopping the fox. No. No. He just sort of hits them with a stick and then they die. Not good, man. Not good. Messed up. We got some fairies, so we're gonna probably end up doing a dark area. I mean, I will say I did see, like, when I was looking up dark area, it did mention, like, oh, I got results for another dark area. This fairy really isn't bright enough. Insufficiently light. This seems like less of a to-do. Okay, so this is a way down once we throw the trigger, so that's how we'll get a bomb. I feel like the last time I played, I got to here, where I was like, okay, how do I get in there? How do I get into the... Last time I played, I was like, how do I get to the below rooms? And I didn't ever free the lady, and I didn't, you know, deal with her children. And I stopped playing around this point. Maybe, you know, my thoughts and, like, opinions that I've had up to that point are part of that, you know. Like, honestly, this has been kind of a mess as these things go. This game is a little bit, a bit of a sloppy cluster. You know, this part is honestly quite nice insofar as we don't have to deal with Tricky or his bullshit. You know, we can just hang out and do, like, basic staff stuff. But that is also kind of low-key rote, so, you know, could be more interesting, I guess I'd say. This game could be... I feel like I probably gave this too high of a score. I feel like if I go and look at the backlog, I feel like it's probably like at a 4 out of 5 or something. Maybe it should be more like a 3 out of 5, is my current thoughts. But then again, I've only played half of it, roundabout so far. There's like another half left. And, you know, if there's one thing people say about this game, they say that it ends well, haha. I'm joking. That's not something people say about this game. Very specifically, it's not something people say about this game. They say other things about this game, but what they don't say is that it ends well. You know. The ending is like probably like the most obviously rushed part, even though apparently in the earlier versions, even before it was Dinosaur Planet, it had the same sort of twist in it, which we will see when we get there. You know, it was intended to be that way, even if it seems like some sort of go fuck that happened, like, as development went on.
Scales!
Oh my god, carts! We're racing again.
Get the spellstone out of here!
Is this a race? Is this final boss not a boss, it's a race? I thought...
Huh?
Yeah, he's just, like, later. He really doesn't want to fight us. For some reason. And then, yeah, we got another one of these, like, race chases. Shit. We can get ahead of these guys, then we can, like, crash into them repeatedly and maybe cause them to, like, die. But, I don't know, like, how... If there's, like, any bottlenecks that are good for that. Wait, is that it? We killed one guy and that's good enough? That's way easier than the ice one earlier in the game. What the hell? It's over?
Well done,
11:18.
You now have the second spellstone.
And with scales on, my tribe can now start to rebuild their lives. I am forever grateful.
Don't forget, as soon as you get back to the surface, you'll need to find the Ocean Force Point Temple.
Ugh. They're not even dropping us off and being like, hey, go, you know, board the thing or not. We're literally just, like, immediately launching and getting the hell out of here. This would be a good time for a twist, like, oh, he actually didn't get it. And actually, you know, Scales is pulling a fast one. But no, that's not the case. We're just literally done with CloudRunner Fortress. Well, shit. I can save right here. Should we end? I did say, like, the goal... Last time, when we finished Darkice Mines, we ended right then and there. After we got the stone and we were hanging out on the planetoid. But this time, we went back to space, so that kind of fucking throws a wrench into my plans, into my, like, intentions, into my, like, I think let's keep going a little bit. So I just noticed I can zoom in and zoom out. Isn't that nice? There, we can see the Darkice Mines. There, we can also see... Use the C-stick to, like, pan around a little bit. We can see the mines, and we can also see the snowy bits. And with the fortress that we just exited, we can see a bunch of castles and stuff. A bunch of, like, we can actually see the parts in the back that we were, like, with the 3 prongs out the back. Huh. It's basically a map of the fortress that we were running around in. That's, nice that it's so direct. Really, though, it makes the last area of, like, oh, it's a big opening with a tower in it. That looks a little boring. I'm wondering, like, what's there, and also makes the walled city, which I believe is what the Earthwalker Mecca is called, look a little plain as well. Kind of looks like, I mean, it's like an Aztec city, but it kind of looks like, Knuckles, the Echidna ancestor place from Sonic Adventure 1. Let's go a little farther. It's not...
Get it again, Fox! The fortress is back in control of the CloudRunners. You must take this spellstone to the Ocean Force Point Temple. It must be located near to the sea. Have you
Water, got it.
like that yet, Fox?
Yeah,
When you get
100%.
back to the planet, Contact Peppy for further details.
Let's at least land, and then we'll think about if we want to end right then and there, or if we want to like go for a little bit longer. Maybe turn in the second spellstone. That fortress was more half-baked than I thought. A lot of things are half-baked here. Half-baked, half-baked, half-baked. I thought it was kind of anticlimactic. Like, when we got to the end, it was just like the shortest little driving sequence ever. And not even a hard one, and then it's over. What the hell? What the hell? Over before you know it. Really. Ugh. And yeah, there's just nothing there for our Tricky to do. So maybe it makes sense just to, like, write him out. I don't know. There was a little bit of stealth, I guess. We rounded up gems. And then we freed some birds. Some pterodactyls. And then... yeah, you know, our Tricky didn't even have time to suffocate in the hold. No suffocation. Too fast even to, you know, we're a very responsible dinosaur owner. I don't know. So we probably need to add the ocean and do that. We could do that, or we could call it. There's not even anything really interesting in, like, the store to go buy or anything. All there is to do is head to the sea, which is that way. I guess let's go to Cape Claw. It's just a short walk. And next time we will start from Cape Claw. Sorry. We will start from there and we will turn in the thing. This will just be a very short bit of bonus time. You're ending the stream already? You just got here, Rock Party? Yeah, we did a bunch. We just got the second Force Stone. You know, let's go a little further. That's a good idea. You know, it's only 11:30. We can at least go maybe another half hour. You've been here? Ah, okay. A shorter stream isn't a bad thing, though. It's nice to have a shorter stream now and again. It means a shorter VOD, and, you know, I would hope that those are more inviting to people. You know, longer VODs. It's nice, I think, for a stream to go long, like, in the moments on Twitch and YouTube and stuff. But, like, as far as the VOD goes, shorter VODs are just a little less intimidating. You know, it's like I said before, it's like a thing where VODs and live have two different constraints, right? And two different, like, they're sort of coming at it from different angles, right? Where it's like, the longer you go on a live stream, that's more time for people to show up, you know? It basically means you're available for longer as you're streaming. Whereas, like, as far as the VOD goes, it's like, okay, the longer it is, the more impossible it is to fit into a day. You know, and the more you have to, like, either cherry pick how much you're watching and, you know, all sorts of shit. It also applies to, like, how fast you start, right? Like, a fast start is just, you know, YouTube 101, right? But a slow start on Twitch kind of makes sense because it gives people time to show up and, you know, sit down, settle in, and be like, oh, you know, it hasn't started yet. I haven't missed anything. Let me get my, People, y'all don't do popcorn while watching me play Mario Maker and things of that nature, right? Does anyone do popcorn? I feel like popcorn to me is exclusively when I'm watching a movie. You know, if there's a watch party thing, something of that nature, then I will whip out popcorn and do a bowl. But never for just like a YouTube video, even if it is like 2 hours long, maybe even if it is like a, you know, 4 hour video about, you know, whatever H-Bomber Guy is up to. I wonder when H-Bomber Guy's next video will be. It's been so long since the last one of those. How you doing, Rock Party? You ready for pre-orders tomorrow? I'm ready for pre-orders tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I got my bookmarks ready. I am going to hit up Best Buy first, then maybe Target if you know, Best Buy goes well. And, you know, after that, who knows? How do we get into the thing? What do we have now that we didn't have before? We should talk to Pep.
Slippy here. Got yourself
The Lightfoot on the beach has something you need. The disguise will be useful. Search caves. The Lightfoot on the beach. Okay. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm ready. I can't wait for tomorrow, honestly. Like, I am going to be... Let's save this guy's ass. I am ready. My body is ready, you know, as it is. And my body is ready. And so is money. I don't know.
What? But I just saved you.
Yeah, he's weird.
Trust no one. Sharpclaws say I steal their things, but they stinking liars.
This character seems great. No one else talks like Caveman.
Me get out of this place. Adios.
Is he a caveman or is he Latino? Fox doesn't know either. Maybe he's a Latino caveman. It's just saying adios like too little of an indicator. Like that's just a normal thing to say. Like that could just be a word choice. It does make me think of the scene from MacGruber where you know, you're loco, and that's just a... People should watch MacGruber. I'll say that. That's an all-time good comedy. An all-timer as far as comedies go. We got some sort of egg thing. You know what I should do? I should use the freeze blast. Yay! And we don't have to deal with his dumbass. That's... You know, I should use this more. Fuck combats. Fuck fighting. Freeze and whack. And done. We get to hear the music some more, and that's nice. Let's enjoy the music for a minute while it's day. What is he finding? Where did he go? If he could find that one that's underwater, that would be good, but I don't know that he can. Yeah, I'm confused.
Go get it.
Let's play with Tricky, I don't know. Someone's shooting at me, maybe I should be concerned with that. Tricky, the ball!
Go get it.
Tricky, do you know how ball works? Go get ball. We are under fire right now, but, I think... Let's play fetch. If you play fetch for long enough... I don't know, like, how many tosses it takes. But if you play fetch for long enough... You can deal with water. That's nice. If you play fetch for long enough, I don't know how long. Tricky, come on. Four has to be good enough. Rule of 5. If you play fetch for long enough, this will be number 5. If you play fetch for long enough, 6. Is there some sort of trick to this? Or you just literally play fetch? I thought you just literally played fetch. But you play fetch for long enough. This is it, right? It's not another thing. I mean, there's nothing else in the shop. This is the ball is the ball. Ball's the thing. How many fetches do you have to do? I want to show off this thing. How did I ever have the patience for this as a kid? Anytime any one of these fetches, there we go. Something cool is gonna happen. You fetch for long enough, Tricky changes colors. Those colors aren't great, so let's do a little more fetch. A little more fetch. I don't like those colors. Purple and yellow on top. I think there's like a red color that you can get, right? What are all the colors? Is there like a list of all the colors out there? I'd be curious to look at all the colors and figure out, like, okay, if you do 500 ball situations, he turns black and white. You know, if you do 7,000, he turns red. Probably not orders of magnitude, but certainly feels like it would be right now. Give us a good color. Give us a good color. We're still under fire, by the way. That guy's still trying to get us. I can probably, like, I can maybe shoot him down. Let me see if I can shoot the guy. Maybe if I had better aim. He's shooting us. He's getting really close. Be careful where you put your ball, buddy. Tricky. Maybe throw it more inwards than outwards. Maybe it's like a distance retrieved. You can, like, speed it up by, like, going like, yeah, and then dropping back a bit. There, he became yellow and blue. I'll take it. I bet there's a better color, but, not tonight. That's enough ball stuff. Let's try to kill this guy, and then, I think maybe we'll kill this guy, maybe see if I can, maybe see if we can, like, find the way forward. You know, maybe put the nose into the Force Point Temple. But I think I'm ready to wrap for tonight. Nice shorter stream. I'm curious. Like, the first segment was pretty long, especially the first stream was a lot longer than this one was, just to get to the first Force Point gem. You know, to get the first one of those. I'm curious, like, how long it'll be until we're to the third one, and after that, is it just, like, right onto the fourth? Right onto the fifth? We still have to get, like, I don't know how many, I think it was said last time, like, 4 or 5 more Krazoa spirits. Like, I'm not sure how the rest of this game is paced. If I had to guess, though, I would guess it's rushed. They rushed a little bit. This is a thing that you unlock later. The door opening power. There's a door over there in the under the Krazoa head. You think that could be it? I mean, big giant Krazoa head. It would make sense if that was the Krazoa Force Point Palace, the big Krazoa spirit head. I also got this. That's a token. I got this fire gem. The hell do you do with a fire gem? Advice.
Peppy here. Got yourself stuck again?
Sharp claw disguise will be of use. Will it? Maybe there's a place where you can step on a thing. Disguise switch. We already fought random guys. We went over there and killed random guys. There's a guy with a big gun. Who... Is he shooting at us still? Might see through our disguise. Whirlpools just hurt us. They don't take us anywhere. Was there a thing up on the rafters? I think actually there might be a thing on the rafters that was just for the disguise. He might be shooting at us.
Where are we going?
I don't know, Tricky. Don't ask me. I just want to find the Force Point Temple, and here we go. Here's... That's right, there was that switch over here.
Look at this.
This looks like... it might be the Force Point Temple, which is nice.
There's something near.
Yeah, stay on the thing. Kind of awkward, like knowing when to stop, because there's probably, you know, there's not going to be a load screen into the temple. It's just we're going to open a gate and then probably go through a thing. Actually, no, we lowered a gate elsewhere. Okay. What was that fire gem for? Yeah, we have to use the fire gem. We opened some sort of gate in the water. Let's find that. Go inside. And that'll probably be it. It'd be nice if we could kick that guy's ass, but he's pretty well positioned. Funny cave. More funny cave. And the funny cave gives way to what is almost definitely the Ocean Point Stone Temple thing. We have to... What? Why is he looking at his reflection? Because the water's filling up, and that's, opens the way to the thing. Excellent. Okay. And now we have both fire gems that we can put in the in these mouths that open the way. Excellent. What is it, Tricky? Why do you have a question mark over your head? What is the deal here? I can go up to the top by, you know, climbing up here. Could this be a thing where, like, Tricky needs to take the raft up and I use him up while he's up there? Tricky has been able to get to places where he shouldn't be able to do before, though. So it wouldn't be unusual if he was just like, oh, I'm just up here.
Stay.
Here, stay on the thing.
Flame.
All right. That'll do. Excellent. Okay. I think it is time to call it for tonight. I think let's walk through this. Maybe go through this entry room. Which, you know, is just one of those, like, rooms that's just there to waste your time. You know, a loading room. Can he stay on this? Looks like Tricky is too buoyant. This is some sort of puzzle. Maybe hold off on this until next time. Do I see a solution? No. Well, hang on. Well, if it's as simple as shoot thing, I don't know how that helps. If it's as simple as shoot thing, then maybe we can just,
Flame.
Go ahead, light that on fire. Okay, we push block, and now we have a way. Now we lower the water, and then we push block. Okay, that's not that bad. Okay. Do that. Find a nice place inside to save. And then call it. I think let's not go as far as turning in. I remember the water point temple being a little bit annoying. Just a little bit annoying. I don't know if it's like that annoying, but you know, let's hold off on it until next time. And there clearly is the entrance. So yeah, let's go ahead and say like, hey, there it is. Water Point Temple, let's go. Next time I imagine we will go as far as the Earthwalkers domain bit. Not really sure like how long it is until we get there. I mean, it could be, honestly, it could be as fast as this stream. Maybe it's like a couple hours and that's it, but I don't mind a brisk stream now and again. And honestly, this is like approaching 4 hours. It's not that brisk on account of we went a little farther and crap. I'm gonna make myself big and I'm gonna pull up the old schedule. Well, folks, if you're looking for more Star Fox adventures, let me save. Important to save. If you're looking for more Star Fox adventures, that'll be next Tuesday, same time as always, 8 p.m. Central. By then I should have gotten the retro tank. I've looked into it, and it's in shipping, but it hasn't gotten to the mail people yet. And what they're telling me, I did call. They're saying like, yeah, it could arrive as late as like Friday, maybe. I don't know. So if it arrives by Friday, I will set that shit up and it'll be ready for next stream for sure. If it's later than that, I will be quite miffed. But it is at least traveling. It is at least on the way. So it will be here eventually. And, you know, maybe things are chaos out there as far as people who are shipping small products in the, you know, before the tariffs hit, right? Next time, it should look sharper. And I'm looking forward to that a bunch. I'm excited about that, and I hope it looks awesome. And I want to stream other games that I can up-res as well. We'll see, like, if anything becomes of that. I got some cables, some Wii cables for my Wii U, and I'm wondering, like, oh, is that going to output the 480 proper? And then the retro tank will upscale it better than the Wii U could natively, like Wii gameplay. I don't know. That's a theory that I have, and maybe that could be nice for Wii games as well. I honestly don't know how that works, or whatever. I'll have to try it out and see what happens. That'll be in the future. I might do a stream this weekend to check out Oblivion, maybe, and maybe Expedition 33. I've heard good things about I hear those two games are interesting, and they're both on Game Pass, so I might as well try them out, and maybe those will occupy me until the Switch 2 hits, like 2 months from now. 2 months from now? Actually, more like a month and a half, right? More like a month and a half. That's exciting. That's exciting. In about a month's time, there'll be a birthday stream, and there'll also be some stuff around the Switch 2 when that hits in a month and a half. Exciting times, you know, distressing times in a lot of ways, you know, like, the reason why I'm getting this retro tank right now is they're going off the market, and it seems like a lot of things that aren't, like, made by billion-dollar companies that'll be able to carve out exceptions might be going off the market. Not good, but, you know, it's fun playing video games and having a good time regardless, and I hope y'all will join me for viewer levels on Friday and more of this next week. And I'll say, like, eventually when I finish this, this gimmick is that we're doing multiple rare games. After this, Conker's Bad Fur Day and a mystery game will be hitting. I think we're going uphill from SFA wherever we go next. And I'll say also that the birthday stream might add additional games to the lineup. We'll see. There'll be some sub-goals and stuff. That's cool as well. Let me send Twitch people out on a raid. Let me get a raid going for Twitch people. Let's see who's going right now. Takeyoshi, viewer levels. Sure, that seems fine. Takeyoshi's doing Mario Maker. I'll send you over there. That's good. Alright, I will see y'all on, Friday for my viewer level stream, which is always on Friday evenings from 6 p.m. Central Time on. That'll be fun as usual. By then, I will have pre-ordered a Switch. Maybe we'll see about some sort of, like, Elder Scrolls Game Pass type stream this weekend. I don't know. I'll think about it and have a decision by Friday. If you're looking for more of this time next week, 8 p.m. next Tuesday will be more Star Fox Adventures. This is looking like 2 streams to finish it, I think. And I think after we finish it, I'll take a break until the birthday stream hits, and maybe until after I'm done with, like, LASIK and stuff before we do, like, the rest of the rare games, but, you know, in any case, I'm having a good time, and, we will get this done in not too many streams. Next time will be the Earthwalker Fortress bits, whatever that bit is called. I don't know. We'll see. I'll see you on Friday, folks. Maybe over the weekend, and definitely next Tuesday. Hopefully with a retro tank by then. Bye.